a 10,000-year-old love song. I open my eyes, floods of blue skies flow like rivers, a 10,000-year-old love songs. It all belongs to you.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Halfway through the week, guys. We've nearly made it. How is everybody doing? Oh my goodness me. We are doing our Twitch along block today. And I have made a massive faux pas. So I shall explain in a minute. Good morning, Anna Lou. Oh dear, does this mean you're still poorly? And Kerry, good morning, Kerry. Oh, still poorly. Oh no, my lovely. Oh, well, wrap up warm. Oh my goodness. Yeah, today is supposed to be the Twitch along block 4 sew along, stitch along thing. And I have literally, just before I've turned the camera on, realised I have made the wrong block. Because I've just got the instructions, you know, the instructions you can get from Discord. I've just kind of opened it up, flicked through, and realised that today, block 4. Good evening, Tiny Tan. How are you? How are you? Yeah, block 4 should have been should be the Harlequin Star. This fella here, if I can put it under the camera as well, should be Harlequin Star. And yet for some obscure reason I have made the Jewel Star, which is actually block 6. So I have been making this fella here, this one, block 6. So I'm going to have to just run with block 6 because that's what I've already made up. And I shall go away and kick myself later for having not made block 4. So I hope you don't mind. We will go through block 6. If you've done block 4, brilliant. To be fair, block 4 is just more diamonds. So yeah, it is a bit of a oops. And I was sat stitching last night as well, trying to finish this one off. And it never occurred to me that I'd done the wrong block. And I even showed it to you in the last stream that I was working on that particular one. Never registered. So like I say, Harlequin Star is pretty much the same as block 3. It's just a different layout. For your diamonds and different colorways to give a different look, but there is something I'm going to share with you in block 6 today that if you haven't started block 4 you'll be able to use in block 4 as well. So we call that a mummy moment in our house. I have had a definite brain fart and mummy moment and just done the wrong thing. So anywho, oh my goodness, you're making a quilt all out of block 6 in Civil War fabrics. There we go then. There we go. Yeah, I don't know what block 6 is called. I just made up a name for it as I was playing around making these blocks in Electric Quilt. And yeah, I've just called it a Jeweled Star. So I don't know if it has a different name, Tiny Tan. You can let us know. But yeah, we've just been doing this stitch along, kind of playing with the 60-degree angles and what different shapes we can make with 60 degrees. So yeah, let's go and do that one. I can show you, obviously, all the way through this, I've tried to make it as simple as possible for people to join in without having to invest a lot of money in buying papers and things like that. So probably the first thing I will show you is, good morning, Oggy, how are you? How are you? The first thing I'm going to show you is how I've made my own papers to do these special shapes, this jewel shape, which is basically a hexagon with a triangle on the top. And that's what I've been doing, is making my own jewel shapes so that you don't have to buy them. I do have some pre-made ones as well that I have purchased, but they can be expensive, and like I say, if this is your first time paper piecing you might not enjoy it. So I didn't want you rushing out and buying lots of different packs of papers. So I'm going to get my papers ready for making the second version of the wrong block today. Oggy is merrily knitting along. Are you still working on your baby sweater, Oggy? Right, so we will move this one out of the way. It's called Savannah Star, or Star of Savannah. Thank you. Oh, I'll have to get on Pinterest and have a look then. Brilliant. Yeah, so I kind of haven't finished block 4 either, which is actually block 6. But we're nearly there. I've just got to put these setting sections in, and in the instructions I actually have you make the corner piece, this setting bit here, using a hexagon and 2 equilateral triangles. But as I started to make it up, I kind of made up my own paper to make a diamond instead, because it is a diamond essentially. So I'm going to run through the kind of the papers I've made up to make this quilt, this quilt block I should say. It's not a quilt on its own, is it? And then we'll get on and I'll make my version in the Alison Glass Depths fabric, which is what the second version is being made in. Oggy has put the baby sweater aside to finish up your scarf. Oh, is it starting to get cold? I was going to say we've had frost this week, and then it's absolutely glorious out there at the moment, really sunny, clear blue sky. So I'm sure that winter will be here soon, Oggy. You're probably right to get a scarf ready. Oh dear. Right, let's swap camera view so you can see my desktop. There we go. I still haven't figured out flipping the camera image, so it's as if you're sitting in front of me rather than sitting over my shoulder, I'm afraid. But here is the simple hexagon, and I kind of said to everybody, if you get yourself 2-inch hexagons, you'll still be able to make this quilt or set of blocks, because we can do things to a paper hexagon to make it work for us. So the first thing we need really is a central hexagon, so we've got one set aside for the centre. The next we need is the dual shape, which as you can see is simply a hexagon with a triangle on the top. So what I've done is just cut a hexagon into 6 pieces to get my equilateral triangles, and I've just used some painter's tape or masking tape to stick those on to make me a paper that's strong enough to paper piece over. So again, if you haven't done this already, I will just run through really quickly how I do it. I'm not going to cut on here because obviously this is my pressing mat, but the first thing I do is just mark my my hexagon into 6 equilateral triangles, and this is how we were making our diamonds for the earlier blocks. If we didn't buy the diamond papers, you can just do 2 diagonal lines, and if you cut these out you'll get 2 diamonds and 2 equilateral triangles. But I'm going to carry on and just divide that up entirely. So I need 1 hexagon, and that's going to give me 6 equilateral triangles. I should have some paper scissors somewhere. I was just about to greet somebody until I realised it was Stream Elements. Good morning, Stream Elements. Good to see that you're up and running. So we can just simply cut this out with scissors, or if we have a rotary cutter, obviously you can cut it with your rotary cutter. And if you don't want to lose all your pieces, just cut out 1 to begin with. So there we go, nice and simply we have an equilateral triangle. That's right, Oggy. Good morning, Stream Elements. At least something is working properly this morning, because my brain isn't. Oh, we have a little Hexie Pac-Man there as well, look. Okay, so we can just take one of our regular hexagons now and just lay the equilateral triangle on top, and then with a piece of painter's tape or sellotape, scotch tape, we can just attach those 2 together. And because they're made from card, they will be strong enough for paper piecing over. I wouldn't make an entire quilt out of these pieces, but for a single block this is a good way to see if we like it, and if we like the shape, and if you do, then obviously you can commit to spending the money on buying the papers. Can you shout someone out? A friend of yours started streaming yesterday. She's a traditional artist. When you say traditional artist, what kind of art, Oggy? So there we go, now I have made my own jewel paper without having to buy any extra papers. And we're going to need 6 of these pieces for our block this morning. Still can't believe I did the wrong one. Feel free, Oggy. Yep, no worries. Pop the link in there, and if people have got a chance, pop over. It is thrifty, Anna Lou, and I'm always one that it's all too easy, isn't it, to rush out and buy all these papers and things. But I think I only got something like 24 of these in a pack, and it was about £5. So I could have spent sort of £20 on papers, because I would need the hexagons, I would need these, and then later on we need the setting in diamonds as well, which I bought. I did go out and buy 4-inch diamonds, but you only get like 16 in a pack, and again that's another £4 or £5, so very quickly it's expensive. So I always I find a thrifty way of doing it first if I can, and then Yes, and if I like it, like I say, I will go out and I will commit to buying the papers because I know I'm going to use them. But for those that aren't sure, this is a really easy way, and it's how I made the first block before I committed to the papers. So the first block is all made. If I move some of these into shot, you can see I've used just masking tape to tape a triangle to a hexagon. And like I said, they don't stay in. As soon as they've been surrounded, these papers come out again anyway. And again, I made the diamonds just using a hexagon and 2 triangles. So that's the other shape that we need to make if we haven't bought them. And as you've just seen, it's really straightforward. It is just 2 triangles taped to a hexie. And this is going to make it much easier to set in a single piece of fabric in those corners, rather than just it did do the shout out. But yeah, rather than doing the hexagon and the triangles, this is much easier to just do it as a single paper first, and then just a single piece of fabric. Now they're just me, they're not lurking, they're there, they've done it. I wish your friend all the luck. And I will try and follow them later. Oh dear. So let's set these to one side. I'm going to have a quick slurp of tea, and then I will get out my fabrics and we'll have a go. I see, it wasn't responding to you saying good morning. I'll do a command for him. You can say good morning to Stream Elements and they will greet you. Oh, it's a good cup of tea. You know, sometimes you make a cup of tea and it's a good one. This is a good one. Just realised I'm put my tea on my cutting mat. Not a good idea. I've got so many cutting mats. Let's put it up there. It's not in shot, is it? You really just need Hexies to start. That's right, Anna Lou. Because all of the shapes that we're using are based on the 60-degree angle. So you didn't have to go out and buy all the papers, but obviously that's why I kind of tried to show you as you go along that you didn't need to. But now you've got them, you wanted all the things, you've got all the things. Like I say, I'm more impatient than anything. I don't like to wait. Even if I can get it next day, that's still a whole day that I've got to wait for something. So that's those done. And like I say, if we were going to make up the diamond, we'll just add another one. In fact, I can do that here now. We can just cut another triangle. And like I say, I wouldn't try and make a whole quilt this way, because I can't always guarantee that I'm accurate when I'm cutting. I can try my best though. And like I say, there we go. So just another, I would use painter's tape normally, I couldn't find it, so we've got electrical tape today. Whatever holds it together and gives us the shape, that's what's important. So I'm going to move those to one side, and I'm going to use the papers that I bought to see how they work out. So what have we got? I'm going to bring the instructions back in. So like I say, I'm doing the wrong block today. So you're welcome to join in and do block 6. Or if you want to carry on stitching block 4, which is all the diamonds, feel free, go on with that one, that's not a problem. What a wally. Right, so I need my jewel shapes, and we're going to do one of each colour of fabric. There should be 6 there. They're the diamonds for later. And the central hexie. And, when we were starting off this quilt, we cut 4.5-inch strips. I think these were 4.5. She says we'll just check. Yeah, these were the 4.5-inch strips. So I've still got a 4.5-inch strip left from my fat quarters. So that's what I'm going to be using to just roughly cut around the hexie. Oh, Kerry started block 4, but you're sewing a binding on a quilt. Brilliant. That's fine. I will make a start on block 4 as well now. And I will do this block 6 one again. But like I say, block 4 really is just the same as before. It's just a different layout. But you might want to adjust the pattern to use the diamond, to set in the diamond at the end, rather than the hexie and the two triangles. So it's just, I'm really rough cutting this, and this is a massive seam allowance, but that's okay, because I haven't really made any plans, and as you can see there, that is not accurate. It's not the same all the way around, but as long as there's enough fabric to cover the paper, that is sufficient for our needs. So I'm just going to get a clip my fabrics on. I could punch a hole in these ones, but they're so big I'm not too worried at the minute. And I'm just going to clip it on the opposite edge there because it is a large hexie. Oh dear, you went for a nice walk yesterday in the forest and it was such nice weather, and in the evening you went for a swim. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Oh, and Carrie's going to take hers to swimming lessons as well. Yeah, I might have stopped swimming lessons. I think I need to get them back in because I used to get a lot of stitching done by the pool. I used to really enjoy just sitting there for half an hour or so, stitching away. So I am basting now. I'm just using any old thread to baste with. Let's find a good sharp needle. I tend to use a sharps needle when I'm basting. And like I say, I keep my milliner's needles for the whip stitching pieces together. There we go. Oh, and I had a play with my new toy as well. Do you remember I mentioned that I got a capture card? Well, it's not a capture card, it's like a capture box. It's not, doesn't go inside the PC. So we can now have extreme close-ups. Like this is close up, but we can get really extreme close-ups now on the stitching, which is kind of sad, but what needle do I use to hand quilt with? So for hand quilting I use a between needle Annaloo, and you'll see them, they are marketed as quilting betweens. So they're usually quite short, they're much shorter than the needles that I'm using for piecing and whip stitching. I'm trying to think if I've got any to hand. I haven't got any to hand at the moment. So I'm just basting through all of this, paper and fabric. I'm just wondering if this is going to hold it enough. Let's try. This might not be enough to hold it. Yeah, it's called a quilting between, Annaloo. And when you're starting out, I tend to start out with a larger size needle. So when I started quilting, I think I had a size 8 or 9. And now I'm down, now I've got better at it, I'm down to sort of 12, 13s. Let's see if this is going to be enough. No glue basting today. No glue basting today, Oggy. I'm going to take my time today. This is quite a simple block. There aren't actually that many elements to this block, so speed isn't really an issue. So you've not got the hand quilting down yet and you're sure your needle isn't helping. Okay, what do you feel is the problem with your hand quilting? Are you trying to rock your needle? Is that what you mean? Or because it takes years and years of practice. I still don't think I've got it down yet. But no, your needle won't help. And again, your batting as well, your wadding. I don't know what wadding you're using, Annaloo, but there are certain waddings that will make it tougher on your hands to hand quilt. I tend to quilt with either a polyester wadding or wool wadding. Wool is very nice but very expensive. But the biggest thing is to make sure there's no scrim inside the wadding. And you'll see on the packaging sometimes it will say that it's needle punched with scrim. And scrim is hard. It makes it very tough on your hands. More catching the fabric underneath. Alright, so taking a complete stitch underneath as well. Okay. Are you wearing a thimble on your underneath hand at all, Annaloo? Because I tend to be naked underneath, so I can feel that needle come through. And brilliant, Hobbs poly down, fantastic. That's a really good. I use that for all my baby quilts, and it's really nice. It doesn't shrink either, which we like. So yeah, your wadding's not giving you any trouble. Yeah, what I tend to do is when I push the needle down, I keep this underhand naked, nothing underneath. So when I feel the needle hit it, I know I've got to stop, and start pushing it back up again. You can't get a thimble, bless you. I can't wear them. That's why I say I use the stick-on ones, or I've started making little leather things to put over my thumb. Oh dear. So there's my central hexagon done. Let's see if the camera is going to like these fabrics. It got very upset last time I used Alison glass, didn't it? Too much pattern. Too much pattern in the... So same thing, I'm just going to lay this on here. And I think what I'll do is actually do it that way. So I've got a straight edge on this end, but I'm going to have a bias edge on here. So I need to take care on this edge, because it's a bias edge, not to stretch it too much. Okay, I'm just going to rough cut. I mean, this is a very generous seam allowance we're using here. So as long as you use about 1/4 inch, you'll be fine. I think I'm just going to clip that whilst it's still there, because what that means is when I come around this side, hopefully it's not all going to fall off. I can kind of pick it up a bit. There we go. There we are. So we can base this one in exactly the same way as we've done the hexagon. We're just going to end up with at the top here that tag of fabric. We've had fun with those on the diamonds, but our experiment for me to fold it back wasn't successful. I didn't like that effect. Now what I might be able to do this time though is perhaps just fold it back that way afterwards. So we'll see with that one. Let's baste it now and see what happens. So you're trying to take a rocking stitch, Annalou. So I'm going to come up just before the fold on this bottom edge, stitch over that fold, and I know it's going nowhere. Let's get that one over and folded ready, and again we'll stitch up and over. There is a really good book by Deirdre, I think Deirdre McElroy, and Roxanne McElroy, I think is her. Oh, I can't remember. They're related, mother or sister. And it's got a really good. It's all about how to take the perfect stitch. I'll see if I can dig out my copy. It'll be around somewhere. But it goes through almost the science of it, how to take that stitch, and it really is fascinating. And it's changed the way that I hand quilt. You've tried to go all out professional instead of beginner. There is nothing wrong with that, Annalou, at all. But what I would say is you have to go easy on yourself. I find that when I first start hand quilting of a day, my stitches are quite long, and then they get shorter and shorter as I go. So sometimes it pays to have like a warm-up piece of fabric to quilt. It's usually your downfall. I bet it's not, you know. Whatever pushes you to be better I don't think is a negative thing. But it can be disappointing when you first start and you feel like you're not making the progress. But my first hand quilted things had very big stitches on. And like I say, over the years I've got better and better at taking that smaller stitch. So have you looked at any books, or are you kind of just YouTubing? You're just realising why you normally machine the binding on both sides. Oh dear, are you not enjoying it, Kerry? I'm just going to take a big long stitch there and stitch that fold down. See, I like the hand stitching of the bindings. And there we go, that's our shape there. We can pop that on there. Oh dear. No, wanting to be good at something is never a downfall. You're YouTubing, but people have such different techniques. Yes, they do. They do. And that's, again, and I think I say this a lot, is whatever works for you. I struggle, and I can't quilt with my finger. You see people rocking the needle. I can't do that. I'm getting better at it now, but I actually use my thumb, and I push my needle with my thumb because I've got a bit more strength behind it, and I can quilt away from myself, which I find easier to do than quilting towards myself. So we should probably do a hand quilting thing, and maybe I can show you some different ways to try it out. I think underneath, like I say, I either have nothing on my finger so I can feel the needle, or sometimes a teaspoon. If you have a teaspoon underneath, you can kind of run your needle into the teaspoon and then push it back up, which is really difficult to talk about. It's much easier to visualise if I actually show it to you. Right, I'm going to do these other shapes. And you can buy all sorts of gadgets again for hand quilting. You can even buy special quilting spoons. But I find there's nothing wrong with an actual teaspoon. You're 1.5 hours and nearly at the end of one side. Well, quilts definitely aren't fast, are they? I always think it's nice though, that little finishing touches, the hand stitches at the end. And you know you're done as well. When you put that last one in, it's going to feel great, Kerry. Let's clip these here. Move that one to there. So that one's kind of ready to go. I'm going to leave that to one side. I'm going to get all of these ready, and then I will I'll baste them all at once. Oh, I know the one you're talking about, Anna Lou. You watched the old video someone uploaded with some older ladies from the 80s, and she was using a metal plate underneath. The Aunt Becky, I think it's called. Yeah, metal. I think they call it sometimes metal to metal quilting. I'm just looking around for a thimble. I will use a thimble with a metal ridge around the top, and that will do it. Hey Zarania, how are you? How are you doing? I've never tried the Aunt Becky myself, Anna Lou. It looks fantastic, but I have to tell myself that the lady demonstrating that particular tool, I think she designed it, which means she's been using various incarnations of that tool for many years. And yeah, I don't ever think it's as simple as people make out. You just pick it up. Same old, brilliant. I'm just saying, it's hump day. It's hump day. We're halfway through the week, and we're going to be halfway through our hexalong quilt too. Except I'm making the wrong block today. Do I need to use a hoop? I do use a hoop, Anna Lou, but there are many people who don't. So I always feel like I'm avoiding the answers here, but again, it really depends. I think Georgia Bone Steel does hoopless quilting. I'm not even sure if she's still with us, but I know she's written books about lap quilting and not using a hoop. But I do find a hoop helps maintain the tension for me, so I don't end up with puckers on the back. Oh, my camera went all sticky then. See, I do use a hoop. Have you got a hoop, Anna Lou? Your cat thinks she's Velcro this morning, Zarania. Oh dear. Are they a bit clingy today? Are they a bit clingy? There we go, let's just... You don't have one, but you think it would help. I can definitely recommend it, Annalou. And what I would say is, whilst it's tempting to go for the biggest and the bestest, a 14-inch hoop to begin with is more than adequate. Because ultimately you can only quilt as far from your elbow to your fingers. So I tend to just go with 14-inch hoop. I do have a much bigger one on a stand, but I'll have to rotate it to actually be able to quilt all the way across the hoop. Very. Oh, and Saranya, I need to have words with you. I was so excited because I found, oh, my camera keeps sticking. I found, nailed it, on Netflix. And guess what I've been watching? My poor husband is not impressed. But it's definitely some light relief, I'll give you that. Oh dear me. I haven't tracked down Dexter yet on Audible, but I have I have been watching Nailed It. I wish they did a sewing version. That would be great. Oh, where am I? Here we go. Yeah, that size should be more than enough, Annalou. So I can show you my hoop in a bit, because they just hang up over there on the back of my door. And I've collected all different shapes and sizes, but I find myself always coming back to the 14-inch hoop because it's just the most comfortable for me to hold. Because holding a hoop can be quite tricky. And I find I sit at a table or have lots of cushions underneath me to hold the hoop up. There we go, let's just get some clips on this to stop it going awry. I think we've got one more to do, the purple one to go. There we are. My favouriteest colour, purple. It's a bit fraying, but not to worry. There we are, that's what I'm looking for. That's what I was looking for. Just looking at Stream Elements there, it doesn't look like the emotes are working today. How bizarre! Twitch has been a bit funny of late, hasn't it? I'm getting kind of wound up with it not behaving itself. That fraying fabric off the edge because it does my head in. Twitch has been awful. It really has. I've been struggling to watch people as well with it glitching and stuff. Not funny. Right then, so that is the main pieces all done. Keep looking around. I've moved my scrap bin since I've come back into this room and I keep going to put it in my tub of sweets because my sweets are where my scrap bin used to be. Oh, you love the unicorn. Do you know, that was just a bit of, I was just being silly, but yeah, I am tempted to have a go. And I've still got some me and you scraps, so I was thinking I might do a me and unicorn out of Hexies. Oh no, okay, yesterday you were watching somebody and the stream dropped dead, and when they got it back up it raided someone. Oh gosh. That's yeah, that's not ideal, is it? So I don't need the scissors, I just need to baste or tack. I keep getting told off for saying basting because apparently you baste meat, but you know, I baste fabric shapes. And as long as you understand what I mean when I say baste, it's okay. Oh dear, excuse me. So I'll have a go and I'll show off the new toy, the extreme close-up sewing, when we start to do the stitching in anger. I don't know if it's going to be useful or not on the stream, but I thought we'd have a play. I think I've watched 3 or 4 episodes so far, and yeah, it's it makes me feel a little bit better too. You thought it was a quilting term, as you've always called it tacking. Yeah, I'm not sure where I got basting from. I think it's because you do like basting stitches in dressmaking, and I don't know. That's where I've got it from. See, to me, a basting stitch is a very long stitch that you use just to hold pieces together temporarily, and so that's what I call it. Because these are very long stitches holding fabric to paper temporarily. It's American for tacking. I always remember being told off by a very well-known hand quilter at the Festival of Quilts when I said something about basting. And she sort of just looked at me and she said, "We baste meat, darling. This is tacking." I thought, oh, okay. But you know what I meant, yeah? So did it matter? Oh dear. Yeah, where you're pulling it over the edge. Exactly. As long as you know what I mean, guys, we're all right. There are no quilt police here, that is for sure. And you've always called it tacking. I think the problem is now, because I call it what I call it, I don't know if I could learn to change. I suppose we all can learn to change. It would take a real effort on my part to say tacking. Anyway, here we go, we're getting there. Because when you put the 3 layers together, you see, I call that basting as well, basting a quilt, ready for quilting. There we go, I can add that to the pile. So yeah, if anyone's turned up and expecting to see block 4, which according to the instructions was the Harlequin star, I might have started making the wrong quilt by accident, the wrong block by accident. But I didn't realise until I was just about to start the stream and got my instructions out, and I realised I was making the wrong one. This is it, Zaranya. Yeah, I taught myself. So I've probably read it once in a book somewhere and then it's just stuck with me. Oh, I've unthreaded. It's a bit like wadding and batting. We call it wadding here in the UK, but I think I've spoken to so many American quilters and watched so many American quilters on YouTube that batting has just become the term that I use more often, because I think I speak to more American quilters than I do British quilters these days. You did have a friend of your grandmother's make you pull out a ton of French knots. Oh God. From an almost finished crewel embroidery piece, but that was because you'd botched them badly. Oh, French knots are not as easy as I always think. Sometimes I think, oh, just put some French knots in there, and then sometimes they do look. I think I've nailed it, and it's not until I pulled it tight that I kind of go, oh no. She showed you how to fix them. Well, that's the important bit. There we go. Oh, I've got a knot in my tacking thread. Oh, I just broke the tacking thread. That's even better. Shall we start that again? Let's start that piece again, because I just pulled the thread too tight because there was a knot in it. Silly people get snobby about terms. Oh, they do. They do. I think whatever gets you stitching, that's the thing that keeps me excited and happy. Like I say, stitching has literally saved my sanity. And I don't care what you call it, as long as you're doing it and saving your own sanity. I see all the time where people choose to use beads instead of a knot, or they'll figure out colonial knots. Oh, now my mum did something with colonial knots. Because that's slightly different, isn't it? It's almost like I think you have to do like a weird figure 8 wrap around the needle, which I just find confusing. But my mum did a whole cushion in colonial knots, and it looked beautiful, absolutely stunning. I think there's a lady here in this country, a very well-known quilter. She's been doing a lot of work with colonial knots. A lady called Sandy Lush, and I think she's converted a lot of quilting patterns, like the designs that you actually stitch through the layers. She's converting those to use colonial knots, and looks amazing. But what's funny is I don't think I would have the patience to sit and do the same knot over and over again, and yet I can sit and do this. So maybe I should have a try. You hadn't heard of colonial knots for the longest time. It was a new one on me until my mum showed me Zarania. I think my mum definitely enjoys kind of cross-stitch and embroidery type things. Probably more so. Because she made a beautiful wall hanging last year. I think she finished it last year. And it's a poem that was written by one of my family members. But my mum used colonial knots to write the poem underneath. So she embroidered the poem on, and then underneath that she did colonial knots and turned it into braille. Because there's a big thing, isn't there, about do not touch the quilts. My mum was kind of like, oh, what if you can't see the quilts? So she made a braille quilt, so you can read the poem by touching it. But she won't display it anywhere, and I think she should. I think she should just display it with a big sign, please touch the quilt. Which wouldn't help, I suppose, if you were hard of hearing. Hard of hearing. Seeing. Oh, you wish you had a basting fairy. It's one of those things, isn't it? Yeah, I enjoy this. I don't enjoy the quilt basting, getting it ready for quilting, but I do enjoy this. I have a new tool in my sewing arsenal for quilting at night or stitching at night. I borrowed my son's head torch so I could sit in the front room last night with hubby and try and finish block 4, and I had this head torch on, which was great. So I tend to do things like that in the evening where it's a bit, you don't have to concentrate as much. Spray based all the way. I have never tried spray basting for hand quilting, Kerry. I think I don't know how it would hold up. I've used it for machine quilting, and I do like it. It's definitely quicker. But I've never tried it for hand quilting. I don't know if it would last long enough, or if my layers would come apart. I suppose I should try and see. There we go. So we've got three to go. 3 to go. Yeah, I've definitely used the spray based on smaller things and smaller machine quilts, but I've not done it on a large scale project. You own a machine quilt and you've heard it's okay to use. Then maybe I should buy some and have a go. Maybe I'll convert you to hand quilting as well. So I don't hand quilt everything, and even if I machine quilt, I do put like the big stitch quilting in, just to add a hand stitched element. So I still haven't figured out a rhythm for basting these shapes yet. I'm kind of just I think each one is done slightly differently, but it'll be okay. Just realised on that one as well, I've hooked the basting thread. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. It's only temporary at the end of the day. This is just to hold our fabric in place while we're whip stitching them together, and then we can take the basting tacking out. Like I say, I find my papers last a bit longer doing it this way. You finished another top yesterday and the pattern says to hand quilt it. Oh my goodness. Which top was this, Kerry? I can't see why you would have to hand quilt it. That seems a little bit excessive, doesn't it? They normally just say quilt as desired. Words dreaded by every quilter. I always think, yes, but what shall I quilt as desired? There we go. Like I say, this block is a relief after all the diamonds on the other ones. Feels quite straightforward and quite simple to do. Oh, just hooked my scissors. We don't want those in there. There we are. You just learnt to do that knot on the thread. You're so proud of yourself. Yay, Annalou! What's weird is I just do it naturally. As soon as I have a length of thread on my needle, I just put that knot in without even realising now. But yes, I think they call that a quilter's knot. Called the homestead quilt. Very strange, isn't it? They would kind of demand that you hand quilt. Is the quilting done in a way that you couldn't do it by machine, Kerry? Because I get annoyed. Does that make you a quilter now? It does, Annalou. It does. And you said you're quilting, so for sure. That's it, you have been assimilated. Whoa. Yeah, I can't be doing with the snobbery with like hand quilting versus machine quilting. Quilting is quilting. A quilter in training. Well, I consider myself kind of like a journeyman quilter. I don't think I'm a master yet. I think I'm kind of on that road. A quilter, you can be an apprentice quilter. But I feel like I've done my apprenticeship. I've tried all these different techniques and I've produced a lot of quilted things, and now I'm kind of honing my skill in the area that I prefer. So yeah, I think I would call myself a journeyman quilter. You can't see why you can't free motion it. Neither do I, Kerry. In all honesty, I cannot for a single reason think why something would have to be hand quilted, unless you had perhaps heavily beaded it beforehand. But even then, with a hopping foot, you can avoid the beads. Done is better than perfect sometimes. You have contemplated hand quilting a bit though. Well, this is it. You can add elements, you know, they'll add interest visually as well. If you add a bit of hand quilting or embroidery or something, but you don't have to at all. So I belong to a couple of big hand quilting groups on Facebook, and it's quite interesting how you get this debate. It comes up quite a bit between hand quilting and machine quilting, and I kind of get a bit annoyed with the kind of purist. I sew by hand because it suits me and it's easier for me to do. But I don't think that anybody who makes a quilt by machine is any worse or any better than me. It's just they've used a different technique. And even with like the machine quilting, I know these days at quilt shows a lot of the winners are machine quilted, but that's not because machine quilting is better than hand quilting. It still requires an incredible amount of skill to machine quilt to the level that a lot of people do. And even when it's done with a long arm, that's not cheating. That requires incredible vision and skill. Oh dear. Yeah, go with what you're comfortable with. Exactly, exactly. I've only turned to handwork in the last sort of 6 or 7 years. I used to be purely by machine and it was all straight lines. You've seen some hand quilters turn out stitching as good as machines. Absolutely. I used to have a lady come to my shop who only stitched by hand. She couldn't and wouldn't use a machine. And you know what? She would keep up with the machine stitches. Her piecing was so fast, she could keep up with them. And yeah, whatever you're comfortable with and whatever works for you, because these quilts are for you at the end of the day. Those long arm things are awesome. They are incredible, Annalou. We sometimes have Psycho Mantis here in the channel, and Psycho works for Green Hill Quilting, and they are the Gamel. They're the Gamel reps in this country, so they sell the big Gamel long arm machines, and they really are amazing. Really amazing. Oh, got another little loop in the basting. There we go. Your auntie was like, "What's she, Kerry?" Amazing, isn't it? I would like to do hand piecing that perhaps doesn't involve paper. I think the problem is with paper, I know it's accurate. It has to be. As long as this fabric is wrapped around this template, it is the right shape for my quilt. And I mean, you can convert any quilting pattern to be paper pieced, English paper pieced. You can just print out the block and cut out the shapes and you're done. And you know it's going to be accurate. Oh, I keep stitching through myself, I'm terrible. I think my fingers are pretty much dead. They're pretty much dead these days. I know my whole cloth, my hand quilted whole cloth, my mother-in-law thought I'd machine quilted that until I explained that it was done by hand. So once you get up to speed and you get your rhythm, you can produce work that's regular and even. Here we go, I've nearly got this one done. Huzzah! That didn't take too long, did it, guys? Oh, a little under an hour there to baste those. Do I remove the paper later? Yes, I do, Rangholm. Good morning. Oh, it's good afternoon for you. Yeah, I do. I take the papers out. As soon as a paper is surrounded by other shapes, I can take the paper out. So I will show you in just a second on the sample one. But yeah, you take the papers out, you don't leave them in, but they just help you get an accurate shape, because this would be a nightmare shape to kind of cut out and try and stitch together by machine, because you're going to have what we call Y seams and things, and they're no fun. They're no fun. Your fear is because you don't stitch up and down through layers. What do you mean, when you're quilting or when you're piecing? Good morning, Ironbandsgram. How are you? I saw your awesome mask, by the way, on Instagram. Great job. Great job there. Oh dear. So I'm supposed to be making block 4 on the Twitch along, but I realised literally just before I hit start streaming button that I've been making block 6 instead of block 4. So I'm showing you block 6 today instead of block 4. Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. So we're going to just put all these on here like so. Oh no, you can go there and you can go there. And that's that. At least the camera isn't getting too upset today. It was getting quite upset last time I used these fabrics because of all the patterns are on it. Your grandson is happy and you're glad it's done, mailing it off today. Yay! We do these things though, don't we? Just to keep people happy. Sometimes I hate making the thing that they've asked for, but I do love to see the look on their faces when they get it. It makes it worth it. Oh dear. Oh, my tea's gone cold. Quickly drink as much as I can. So like I say, that's all the main pieces for the block done. All we'll need to do to finish this one off is just pop in the diamonds. So like I say, I've showed you earlier in the stream how to make the diamonds up using using your hexagon papers, so you don't have to go out and buy big diamond pieces. And but I made the first one up with the kind of cobbled together papers, and now I've been and bought actual papers to do the job. And yeah, quite pleased with those. So let's start stitching them together. Very quickly, I'll just show Rangholm the back of the other block, so you can see that once I've got a shape surrounded on all sides, I take the papers out, so there's no paper in here now, and it's soft. It turns back into fabric. It's all soft and pliable again, but it just adds the stability whilst you're working with the piece. It makes it easier for you to take your stitches. And like I say, to try and do this by machine, it's not impossible, but this Y seam here is just it's just awkward, and I don't enjoy trying to do it by machine, so I do it by hand instead. Right, so I think I'm probably going to use, I normally use a darker, you know, the darkest shade that I can. I could colour match each one of these threads to stitch it on, but I think I'm going to just wing it today, and I'm going to use just a creamy white and stitch them all round and see how it looks. What have I got there? Silvery white. That'll be fine. You can barely see that. And so one of the common things people complain about is seeing your stitches, and I just let that go. I don't worry about seeing my stitches because it's handmade. It is handmade. Where's those scissors? Trim the end. That's quite a frayed edge there. So I'm talking about needles, Anna Lou, I was using the Sharps needle. Now I've moved to my milliner's needle, and this one is quite well used. You can see the bend in it. I tend to be quite heavy on my needles, and they do bend eventually. Hey Niku, good afternoon. How are you doing, fella? There we go. And so as always, I just take a shape, right sides together. I'm lining these up. I'm going to stitch along this edge here, and I might play with my new toy in a minute so you can see. Oh wow, Rangholm, I think you've managed to make 4 new patterns for a new bullet journal cover size. Huzzah! Well done! Well done you! Right then, would you like to see my new gadget in action? Shall we see if we can get it to work? Because I have to say, I was having a play. When was I playing with it? I think it was last night I was messing around. I can't even remember now. Could have been the night before. Oh God. Messing around with the Handycam. When my son was born, I bought my husband, my first son, I bought him one of these Handycam things. We haven't used it for years because the battery died, and it's no good if you can't use it whilst you're out and about. But I did realise you can run it off the power. So, and Rob was saying that to get a better detail shot, like the overhead shot, I really need like a webcam, a Handycam or a digital SLR. But I don't have the money for those, so I managed to find the old Handycam, and I'm just going to hit the button so you can see what I'm talking about. Extreme close-up! Look at that. Now I've got a real delay on the camera because I haven't quite understood everything. But look how close we can get now. You can literally see every thread on my ironing surface. And I have no idea if this is useful for the stream or not. But I just found it quite exciting. Except you can see my fingernails are in terrible condition. I am echoing. Oh, thank you. Let me turn that off. The Elgato was kicked in there just because it could. Is that better now? Am I back to a single echo? Single echo. Just the one voice now, hopefully, in your head. I don't know where that's a random audio source has just turned up when I came to the close-up cam. Oh dear. Anyway, I was quite excited that you can see every single thread in my fabric, but whether I can actually stitch on the stream or not, and whether you can see it, because like I say, I've got a bit of a delay. You were enjoying the echo, were you, Anna Lou? Stitching from the bathroom. So unfortunately all I've got is I've got the handycam way up on my bookshelf, and I've zoomed right in so you can see it. But it does mean you can see what I'm doing when I say, like, I push the needle in and I just come out on the corner, which is kind of, I need to get the lighting a bit better maybe. But yeah, so there you go. That is our extreme close-up cam. But I was thinking maybe you'll be able to see what I mean when I say I take a tiny stitch and just catch a few threads of fabric. You can just see those few threads of fabric being caught, but you can also see just what terrible condition my fingers are in. So I think I'm going to have to get a manicure before I use this camera again. But there we go, so we can see these tiny little stitches being made. Anyway, it got me happy. It got me very happy and very excited. And it'll be great when I'm working on machine. You'll be able to see exactly what's happening on the machine. Rather than just taking my word for it, I'll be able to show you exactly what's going on. But yeah, I thought that was quite cool. And that was just using stuff I already had at home. I just didn't know how to use it properly. So let's go back to the regular desk view, which looks tiny now in comparison to the other one. But at least my fingernails don't look so bad on that camera. So yeah, I think we'll have a bit of a play with the extreme close-up cam another time. I've got to figure out, like I say, positioning it so it doesn't get in my way. And somewhere I think we've got a remote control for it, so I should be able to zoom in and zoom out without having to get up and do it manually. But I thought it was fun. It's kind of breathed new life into something that was just sitting in a box and not being used. So like I say, we'll just take lots of little stitches here, and my stitches now are about 1/8 of an inch apart, possibly a bit less than that. In fact, they are less than that, because I try and get between 16 and 20 stitches to the inch, and that is what will hold everything together. Oh dear. And that's why I don't worry about this being any weaker than machine stitched items, because that's about what you would get on your machine. Do you use a knicker knot? The knicker knot? I don't use a knicker knot, no, Tiny Tan. I tend to just, when I start and end each seam, I just do 2 locking stitches, which is where I stitch through the loop. I have seen the knicker knot, but I cannot wrap my head around how it works. Another one of those things I should probably just practice, but I'm quite happy with just stitching through the loop, and as yet nothing's fallen apart on me. Have you mastered the knicker knot? Oh dear. Yeah, Anna Lou's like, a knicker knot? I think, is that Sue Daly's knot? I've discovered Sue Daly on YouTube. She does a lot of paper piecing, and I think she uses a knicker knot. I've seen it mentioned in my I'm in an English paper piecing group on Facebook, and somebody else has mentioned the knicker knot, so I think it's a Sue Daly thing. So Anna Lou, if you were to Google or YouTube Sue Daly, and Daly like Daly Thompson. I bet she's got a demonstration of that knot, but I haven't had a problem with what I'm doing. Oh dear, Rangholm's really excited to make the A6 size, but need to finish the A5 that you're doing now. Haha. Actually, I think A6 is a good size actually, isn't it, Rangholm? I tend to use a little A6 notepad for making notes when I'm on stream, to remind me to do things like subhearts and commands for things. But you have to finish the A5. Isn't that the worst? I am terrible for starting new projects just because I have to see how it's going to look. But I know I should finish the things I'm working on. Oh, you love the knicker knot, and it is Sue Daly's. I thought so. Perhaps I'll have to have another go at it. I think it's just the word knicker kind of is amusing. Oh dear. There we go, we sent Anna Lou on a mission now, she'll find something. Yeah, Niku's amazing at starting new projects but terrible at ending them. Yeah, me too, hands up. The A5 you're doing now is a Christmas gift for your mum. Oh, lovely. I think I'd like to make my mum something, I'm just not sure what. I'm always a bit nervous because she stitches as well. I'm always very nervous about making her anything. So yeah, Tiny Tan, I just pull my thread, and when I get to the end here I just go through the loop and kind of knot it off. And I do that when I remember at the start and stop at every seam. Have fun, Anna Lou. Down the rabbit hole she goes. Bye. We should get you to leave a piece of rope with us so we can yank you back into reality. Ah, you can use the middies for your sister's pattern. Yes, you can give her her own little black book. Exactly. There we go, we've got one side on. Let's go and grab another one. Oh, Kerry's going on a tea run. Oh, what time is it? Yeah, I might put the kettle on in a minute too. Kerry's making tea, guys. Who wants what? So I'm just going to put the next one on. And what I tend to do with this, I could start stitching here and stitch down and across in one go. I don't tend to. I like to just get everything on and around that central hexagon first, and then I'll come back and stitch these. Probably not the most, I'm trying to think of the word, efficient way of stitching them on, but I'm just impatient and I like to see what my star looks like. Anna Lou, oh well, I don't think I'll be doing the knicker knot. I think it would work. I think it would work if you just practice it. But I think I had one go and kind of went, nah, I don't get it. And I didn't try. I didn't try again. A bit like my free motion quilting, really. Oh dear, so here we go. Let's start this next one. Oh, Oggy would like a fruity tea, please. Saranya's obviously the knicker knot. It is a type of knot that you can do when you start and stop your seams in paper piecing, and it's one that Tiny Tan uses, and a lady called Sue Daly on YouTube demonstrates it, but it's not a knot that I use, mainly because I can't wrap my head around it. I just tend to stitch through my loops and pull them tight. Oh, Zaranya wants a fruity tea too. Do you know, I cannot stand fruit teas, guys. You always know when I'm ill, it's the only time, because I will have lemon and ginger tea. But otherwise, no. No, I can't do fruity tea. I can't do it. It makes me feel sick. I'll just have a good old PG tips. A PG tips with a little bit of milk, please, Kerry. You're discovering that hibiscus with some citrus bits added is wonderful. Oh, chai and mint. Oh, wow. I think I have tried peppermint. I just don't enjoy the flavour. I like the flavour of mint, but I didn't enjoy the fruit tea. Oh, Annaloo's going to give it a try. Yay! I just keep thinking, don't get your knickers in a twist, you know? So Anne, you tried it iced as well and it turned out pretty good. And then you added some Sprite to it. Oh my word. A fizzy fruity tea. Yeah, iced tea isn't really a thing here, is it, Oggy? Poor Oggy, when she came to visit me, was trying to find iced tea. And our local supermarket just does not do iced tea. Your daughter hates mint. She says it feels like she's drinking toothpaste. Oh dear. Yeah, it's funny. I used to feel that way about cigarettes, smoking menthol. I used to try and every time I tried to give up smoking, I would get menthol cigarettes, and that was just like that felt like I was smoking toothpaste. Never worked for me. Oh dear. The American lady who was with Sue said knicker. Was that funny? I'm gonna have to watch it again now, Annaloo. Oh dear. How long have I been smoke free? Oh gosh, I am a constantly smoking, not smoking. So I stopped. This is your second full day. Well, good on you. Well done, Rangholm. I stopped smoking about, God, 2004, because I bought a brand new car with the money I saved from not smoking. I stopped in 2004. Oh, here comes Oggy. I stopped for 10 whole years. I stopped for 10 years and I was always an ex-smoker. And then, I don't know, I had a little bit of a wobble. I started smoking again, which meant I did a lot of laundry downstairs in our house, kind of like in the basement. I started smoking again and I stopped again. Oh, where are we at now? About 3 years ago. I stopped smoking cigarettes, but I do still smoke a pipe, if you want to call it, you know, the electronic cigarette things. And she told me she's going to restart when she retires. I probably will, Oggy. Yeah, I probably will. And I know it is bad for me. I know that it will kill me, but I bloody enjoy it. I enjoy it. So yes, I am smoke-free, tobacco-free, I suppose I could say, but I still do the things. Iron Bandsgram, you stop for the third and final time until you start again. This is it. I think it's very difficult to explain it to somebody, because the first time I stopped, I grieved for probably a good 3 weeks. And I really struggled with it. But I did get there, and I stopped, and that was cold turkey. I went cold turkey with my husband. This time, like I say, I've stopped buying cigarettes, but I haven't really stopped smoking. I obviously still use the nicotine liquid in the pipe thing. Oh, Rangholm says, thank God for nicotine gum. I didn't get on with any of those. I did try patches, and I tried the gum, and I think it occurred to me that it wasn't the nicotine so much as I actually just enjoyed the sensation of smoking, which is what I get now from the pipe. I call it the pipe. The e-cigarettes. But I'm on virtually nicotine-free juice that goes in it, so I think I know now it's probably an oral fixation. It's the habit of having something to do. So we do what we do, and I think I would always tell somebody, given the opportunity, I would never have started. But I think once you've started, you've started. Surely that's better than an actual one. Who knows, Annaloo? I think the problem is they're so new that we don't have the kind of research So we don't know. I do know that I'm not smoking tar, carbon monoxide. I have a whole other bunch of chemicals instead. But I feel better in myself. I certainly don't get the chesty coughs and colds like I used to get. My hair doesn't smell. My house doesn't smell. My children are not around it. I never smoked in front of the kids ever. But that doesn't mean it's not lingering, you know. Standing outside in the garden smoking a cigarette, you can tell yourself it's not harming them, but it is. And yeah, that's the kind of the regrets, I suppose. But no point regretting it now. Just looking forward to retirement. When the kids leave home, I can get back on it. And no doubt a pack of Marlboro will probably cost a week's wages by then, but hey ho. So we are adding my purple one on now. So the only problem with these shapes is they're quite large and they're a bit cumbersome, so you have to kind of fold them out of the way and peel things back. But as long as that paper is in there, it's not going anywhere. The tricky thing with these cigarettes is youngsters can pick it up easier, and it has all these attractive sweet tastes. Difficult to agree with that one. Yeah, I don't have sweet tastes. Obviously I just use tobacco flavour. You can't buy e-cigarette products in this country unless you're over 18, so it's exactly the same as cigarettes and alcohol. I don't think it's got the same level of coolness attached to it that smoking cigarettes does. But we will see. I don't know. I don't know anybody that started e-smoking straight off. The only people that I know who do it are those that have stopped smoking cigarettes. Oh no, Nika's finished their cookies and now they're hiccuping. Is it now that I don't really smoke, but when I do I make sure to hide it? Oh no. I don't smoke real cigarettes, I smoke my pipe. The kids know I smoke a pipe. They know why. I explain it. They understand the reasons why smoking is bad for us. But it is what it is. The kids around here all have vapes. Do they, Kerry? Wow. So I haven't seen any around our way, but that doesn't mean that they're not. I think it's like anything the grown-ups are doing, the kids are going to want to do. But I don't want to make it something they have to hide. There we go. So you see kids at the school gate and the station all with vapes. Aha. So maybe it is more of a thing. But at least they're not smoking cigarettes is the way I look at it. And I could be completely wrong. Bubblegum and apple pie. Oh god. That does not sound appealing to me at all. Easier to start than get over the taste of tobacco. Yeah, I've never had a problem saying that I'm a drug addict, in the sense that I am addicted to nicotine. It's a dangerous, dangerous drug. Oh no, Iron Bands Graham. Pouring outside and you're travelling later today. Eek. No, I can't be doing with the driving rain when you've got the constant wipers going. Oh no. Do you think it might clear, or is it in for the day? So we're convinced, I mean, winter, felt like we were getting winter earlier in the week, and now it's blinding sunshine again today. Let's just stitch through that loop there. And the next one. Da-da-da-da. Get over the tobacco and start with the plant. Tastes better, but you have to hide the smell, and you don't get addicted the same way either. That I definitely need to wait for the kids to leave home. At least smoking this way doesn't impair my judgment in the same way as the other thing would. But yeah. Having said that, you see, I've always said, and this, oh God, don't shoot me, but I've always said I'd rather my kids were at home doing that here, where I know where they are and they're safe, than out on the streets doing that. So I'm going to be that annoying parent who probably doesn't get too upset about it, but monitors it. Oh dear. See, I'm the same with alcohol. We don't make a big show of alcohol here in the house, but equally I don't make, it's not something that they're not allowed to have. It sounds really strange, but they're around that. We have alcohol, we drink, and if they ask what we're drinking, I always offer them a taste if they want to try it, and I will always explain to them, you know, moderation. Everything is about moderation. There we go. Start this next one. Make sure I stay in camera. In fact, if I lift that a bit, is that going to be easier? That is the extent that my camera is going to move. Oh. So there's that little loop. Just put the needle through there, tighten it up. Oh, I'll see you in a second, round home. Aye, aye, aye. That got deep, didn't it? Oh dear. Ultimately, each to their own, I think. Be happy. Your parents are the same. Always got a little bit of wine and lemonade on special occasions. Yeah, I don't give it to them, but I don't stop them, if that makes any sense. It's you don't drink now, Annalou. Funny, my sister doesn't drink. Never appealed to her. You don't mind your kids if you had any smoking and drinking. You'd like to see them doing it, so you know if it's taking the wrong turn. Yep, and if they're having fun with the plant, you would tell them to share. We have a sweetie tax. If the kids have got sweets, we tax them to share. Oh dear. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy. But I tell myself I would much rather hear. And this is my thing, Zaranya. I can't say that I would support it, but I think if it was something that was a thing, I would rather it would be a thing where I can see what's happening. I can monitor that. I have friends who did not have understanding parents who went kind of underground and got in with some really bad people, and very quickly it escalated. So I agree with you on that sense. It escalates. Oh yeah. Oh, you're getting on with the knick or not? You've sussed it, have you, Annalou? Wow. But yes, I've seen people go the wrong way and escalate. What started out as harmless turned very quickly into something dangerous. Obviously, I would rather they just did not, because I don't know. I don't like being impaired. I think that's my problem. I don't like not fully functioning. Too much of a control freak for me. Your friends. Oh man. The Knickernot clan. Tiny Tan and Annalou. You've mastered the Knickernot. Oh dear. That's why you don't drink, you hate the feeling. And this is it. This is it. I think for me, what's more important is that my kids know they have choices. Always have choices. And they can always leave a situation that they're not comfortable with. And equally, they can always come and talk to me about a situation they're not comfortable with. I don't want them to hide anything like that, because having seen my school friends go places that nobody should go, I wouldn't want that to happen to them. Oh dear, we're nearly there. Look at this. We've got to get on my orangey ready one and the yellow. There we are. Brilliant. Right, I think, where am I up to? Hour and a half. I'm going to go and grab a cup of tea. I don't know if Kerry is back yet, if she's made her tea for everybody, but I'm going to go and pop the kettle on. I'm going to finish these two, and then I'm going to make up the diamonds to go around the outside. Oh, Iron Bands Graham, had to look it up. You don't, oh, you do that, but you didn't know it was called. I have to be honest, when I had a look at it, it just blew my mind. I couldn't get my head around all the different wraps. So I'll have to sit and actually have a good look and see how it works. It may sound wrong, but having a drink sometimes frees me from my own mind. I've never been very drunk, or just a not even tipsy feeling frees me. Yeah, it's sometimes, and this is it, but I think, Oggy, as long as you're in control of that situation and nobody else is making you do something, I have no problem with anybody doing what they want to do. Like I say, it's when you decide to get in the car after that, then I have a problem. But yeah, it's nice to have a drink. It's nice not to. It's whatever people choose to do. Oh dear, and learning to recognise if there is a problem, knowing when to stop. Iron Bands Graham has a question. Fire away. Fire away. The important thing is that you know what you're doing, so if it does go the wrong way, because that can happen, and it happens fast. Yes, absolutely. Oh, just waiting for Iron Bands Graham's question. You have all these hexie flowers, 2 rows of hexies around a centre. Yep, okay, yep, double rosettes. I've got a bizarre feeling of deja vu, you know. Oh, Oggy overthinks everything, so it is welcome some days. Absolutely, sometimes you need something to turn off the voices. How do I put them all together? Do I have to put something in between them? You don't have to do anything, Iron Bands Graham. You could certainly put some kind of pathway, go for the kind of grandmother's garden look. People put like a pathway of white or green fabric in to separate the flowers. But you can do whatever you like to do. I never like to say you should do this or you should do that, because there's a million patterns out there that show you what you can do with them. The problem is, if you've got all these flowers and no joining hexies, you're going to have to make all the joining hexies. You could very quickly lose the will to live. But yeah, you can just do whatever you like, really. I'm just looking around because I made a load of coasters with mine, because I lost the will to live with making a big quilt. In fact, I can show you one of them. This is one that's in the to be quilted pile. Swap that for you there. So that's kind of the double hexies, and I've used a pathway of white ones just to break them up so they don't look so obvious. But I am going to stop here. I'm not going any further because I've just got no need for a big quilt. I started this one years ago. This has got my I used my university dissertation and cut that up to make the papers, and there's still a lot of papers are still in this one. You think 82 coasters? That could be a few too many. Yeah. You'd never be wanting. Oh dear. But yeah, that's in the to be quilted pile, so Anna Lou will get this basted at some point. There's far too many in the to be quilted pile. Oh dear, 82 coasters, brilliant. I'm trying to think what I did. I don't know what I did with the other one, but I had a spare flower from that one once I decided I wasn't making a big quilt, and I used that to make a coaster. Oh, not what I wanted to hear, but there's no right or wrong answer. Do what you want to do. Oh dear. Perhaps you could just applique them down onto a large backing fabric, and then that way you don't have to you don't even have to join the Hexies together. You could just stitch them down. Coasters for everyone! You get a coaster and you get a coaster. Oh dear me. Oh, so I'm just going back there. People think that because you don't drink, you're against people doing it, and you're not at all. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, not at all. Coaster giveaways for charity. You think you'd rather make more Hexies? Awesome. Then keep on keeping on. Hex away. Right, where am I up to anyway? I'm going to go and pop the kettle on, I think. Your daughter would still not put her drink on one. Oh gosh. It is hard. I know my kids, when I first started putting quilted mats on the table, were kind of like, am I allowed to put something on this? Like, ooh. And it's like, yes, do. And do spill the juice, and yes, it will just go around the washing machine and it will be fine. I use mine. I've been using mine. That's another big one. That's right next to me. I quite like big ones because I tend to knock things over. So the bigger the coaster, the more chance it's got of soaking stuff up. Right then, just drop the paper piece. No good, no good. Okay guys, anyway, if you haven't grabbed yourself a cup of tea, I suggest going and grabbing a cup of tea now. Bathroom break, whatever. I'm going to go myself, make a drink, and then I'll come back here and I'll carry on. I might even, touch wood, shock horror, I might actually get a block finished on stream. So I'll see you in a bit, okay? Hey guys, right, I'm back. Slightly longer break than expected because you were all talking about Christmas, and it reminded me that I was going to show Anna Lou my Christmas tree, my mini Christmas tree, and I didn't show it to you last stream, did I? So I just jogged upstairs to grab the box of Christmas quilted goodies that I keep in the house because I don't want them out in the garage in case they get damp or anything. And I'll show you the Christmas tree that I was talking about. And I think I've even got some baubles in there as well, actually, Oggy. I can show you my baubles. Oh dear, right. Oh, and now you can see, excuse me, you can see the kind of things I hang up at home for Christmas, because I love Christmas and I love making Christmas quilts. But they're always small things. I always make little things. So there's one Christmas tree, Anna Lou, you could make and hang on your wall. That's going to autofocus, isn't it? But that is just made with a charm pack of Christmas fabrics. And he's like, wait, I need to pee. Okay, well, I'll get them all out and then you can go pee quick. But yeah, this was made with, so my other kind of alter ego is Crazy Yo-Yo Lady, because I love making fabric yo-yos as well. And this is a little quilt that was just made from a charm pack, and I made as many yo-yos as I could. I kind of kept all the neutral ones to piece the background, and then all the other coloured ones I turned into lots and lots of fabric yo-yos. I'm thinking if I try and move this closer to the camera, you can see they're like little urchins. They look like little urchins, but they're kind of fun, and they make a nice little wall hanging. And then again, with only the bits that were left, I just made prairie points to hang up with around the edge. Just kind of adds a bit of fun. Poor Anna Lou. Run quick! Oh god, advent calendars. You buy the pre-printed panels with the advent calendars. We have a lot of advent calendars in this house. But, that's the boys' one, because it's a train. So of course it's the one for the boys. Does anybody else make Christmas quilts, or is it just me that gets a little bit obsessed? I find holidays are the best times to make quilts, and I buy lots of pre-printed panels. Anna Lou is back, yay! Well, don't worry, I haven't got to that Christmas tree. I'm just kind of showing you all the things. I love Christmas fabrics. I love buying Christmassy stuff, and yeah, I make lots of little Christmas things that just kind of go around the house, coffee table, that kind of thing, you know. What's this one? Oh, this is more yo-yos, and this one is just squares and half square triangles. Really simple to make a kind of wreath, and and again, I've made more yo-yos for my holly berries there, and just applique them on. You love Christmas too. I get very excited. I don't know what it is. I just get really excited about Christmas. And my eldest is an end of November baby, so it's perfect. We have his birthday and then it's full on Christmas, and I just go crazy. Oh, this is a new one. I made this last year. This is a runner for the table. Kind of went non-traditional Christmas for this one, and I've put some kind of embroidered quilted details in there as well. Just some little hand-stitched snowflakes. I think that's called a garden maze pattern, but really simple projects that I can do. Like I say, I don't like to do big quilts anymore. I like to make small things because they get done quickly. And if you haven't got enough fabric, you just piece the backing, look. I just made a piece of fabric big enough, and I also yeah, just put a little triangle in the bottom there for a label. Oh, so Kerry got an advent calendar for you and the little one, Christmas calendar, and you're binding your Christmas quilt. Hooray! I only have one really big Christmas quilt, and it still isn't bound. Still not bound. I'm trying to find the perfect striped fabric to get like a candy cane effect around the outside edge. But, I always make lots of little runners and things I can put on top of coffee tables and sideboards and things. But this is the one I wanted to show Anna Lou. This is my crazy mini Christmas tree, all made out of yo-yos. So I don't know if you can see that, Anna Lou. But that doesn't take up a lot of space. That's just a little tree that you can have. And I've put some pearl beads and things on here just to make it look like baubles. But now we have things like those LED, like little battery operated lights. I think I could maybe try and wrap some little lights around it. I'm not sure. But this was a great scrap project, and I just sat and went through all my green Christmassy scraps and made lots and lots of yo-yos. So you could totally make that for yourself, Anna Lou, and just put that on top of the telly. No one should be without a tree at Christmas. But, that one tends to sit on a windowsill in the house. And I'm just looking around for, I've got a new styrofoam. This is polystyrene. You go to Hobbycraft, you get the polystyrene shapes. There's a baby one there, and you just literally, I've just pinned these on with just dressmaking pins, just shove them through and it holds on. And then that's actually a sweetie tub filled with rice and wrapped in some I don't know, random fabric. It almost looks like a Hessian or yeah, Hessian fabric, just to give it a cute little bucket. Is that going to stand up though? It's been shoved in a box since last year. Oh dear. So there you go, there's a mini version. That's a mini version of the same thing. And so easy to do. Oh dear. Oh, and yo-yo baubles. A yo-yo bauble. So that's all. Might be easier if I put it under this camera, I don't know. That's all yo-yos, and again, just I tend to buy broken jewellery and things from charity shops and stuff. Let's see if I can put that under there. From charity shops and things, and then I just pull all the beads and the pearls off. So that's red and white, because I like red and white as well for Christmas time. And lots of lovely ribbons on the top. Where do I find how to make a yo-yo? Go and get yourself a yo-yo maker. They're only a few pounds, Anna Lou. I'll show you what one looks like in a minute. But yes, you can buy a yo-yo maker from Clover. They make it so much easier to do. And oh, here's a big bauble. Are you ready for a big bauble? Oh, I'll put this one on so you can get the context. That's a massive bauble, and that's done with folded fabric stuff. What's a yo-yo? It's also known as a Suffolk puff, Zarania, and it's just a gathered circle of fabric. So you cut a circle out of fabric, and then you do a running stitch, pull it tight, and it will gather the fabric up. But we can definitely do some yo-yo projects. This is just folded with fabric and stuck with pins, so there's actually no sewing involved in making these ones. But I did make quite a few. I went through a phase of making lots and lots of little baubles. But they're kind of fun. And like I said, there's no sewing involved in these. So the kids can get involved and make this sort of thing too. Oh dear. There's one made to look like a pine cone. Oh dear. You've made some hair ornaments with those. Yeah, that's it. You can use them for all sorts. Like I say, I use them a lot, again, just to add a bit of visual interest and a bit of texture to my quilts. Because I don't want them to be flat. I don't like flat things. But, I'm not going to get absolutely everything out, but these were the mini ones I was telling you about. I think I might have put a picture of that one. That's the little Hexie wreath. And there's just like a little trick titch that I hang up on the wall. It just makes the place more Christmassy. And there's some poinsettias. So that's kind of a little thing that I hang up each year as well. As in actually hair. Yeah, you make little hair ornaments. You can make a yo-yo and put it onto a hair slide and just stick it in. I've even made little earrings with them. You love the wreath? I like the wreath. That's a really simple scrap project again. I think I'm going to remake it, but I'm going to change the flower. I'm going to do it with the flowers I made for the daffodil cushion. So you don't have to have a tree to be Christmassy. Oh, what's here? That's just more advent calendars. I'm not going to get those out. Yeah, lots and lots of advent calendars left. But I just wanted to show that to Anna Lou because it reminded me, seeing everyone post about Christmas, that you can totally make a little Christmas tree. That's it, yeah, petunias or posies. And again, with the hole in the centre, you can just add a bead or a button, like I do with the hexagamis. So I think I might recreate a lot of these with the hexagami now. Oh, you were thinking of ornaments made with hair. Ooh. Maybe not. Maybe not. But these are just polystyrene or styrofoam balls. You just pin into them. Brilliant. And there's no sewing involved at all. See if I can find... I have got a box for yo-yo projects because I'm a crazy yo-yo lady as well as a crazy hexie lady. She says just lifting the quilt out of the way. There we go. Because I like to be organised. That's fabric. So, yo-yos. These are yo-yo makers. So it's just a piece of plastic, a piece of plastic that you kind of clip your fabric into, and then you do the running stitches around the outside edge. And they're so easy to make. It's mindless stitching, but you get something really awesome out of it. There's a little present box, just with a couple of yo-yos stuck on the top. Kind of jazzes it up, makes gift giving a little bit more fun. I'm trying to think what else have I got in here. No. Oh, so many yo-yos. Oh, there are, Augie. A big yo-yo wreath in progress. Clearly didn't finish that last year, did I? Oh dear. But there you go. You've got a book on making flowers out of cloth and or ribbon that's fun. Oh wow. Is that kind of like the Kanzashi flowers? I did have a go at those once, but it didn't work out for me. But there I just cut all my scraps again, all my Christmas fabrics up into circles, and they're all ready to be turned into yo-yos as and when. Oh, I like that one. Keeping that. That's not been cut up yet, we're keeping those ones. Oh, I don't know where my earrings are, but I made some teeny tiny yo-yos to make in earrings. And they're fun. Oh dear. So yeah, look for yo-yo maker, Anna Lou. There's one still in its packaging. They're by Clover. I'd start with the circular ones. This is a weird shaped one. I think we'll make shamrocks, but I haven't actually used it yet. Anna Lou, totally giving that a go. Go for it. Definitely give it a go. Even the kids can make these because of the plastic template that you hold on to. They're just putting a needle up and down. They don't have to really think about it at all. Dump those down there. Ugh, dump everything out the way. But yeah, give yo-yos a go. Perhaps we could do some on stream. But yeah, and I can just pin. I've put like little sequins and things. Hello, Legao. How are you? Try and get into camera. Yeah, that's it. The little yo-yo tree right there. See if we can see it a bit better. So just lots and lots of yo-yos, and they are just pinned onto styrofoam. Like I say, you can get those in Hobbycraft, Anna Lou, and that's the big one, but I can't even get the big one in shot. But you can see it's just all random scraps of greens, some Christmassy, some not Christmassy, and beads and sequins just pinned on. Makes it look like fun. That will definitely fit in your flat. I knew it would. Brilliant. Oh, I'm glad to hear you're all right, Legao. I'm just I was just getting distracted there a minute with Christmassy things. But I'm back on track. I'm back on track now. We're just working on block 4 of my block of the month, but I inadvertently started making the wrong block. So whilst it should be block 4 this month, I'm actually making block 6. Oh dear. Yay, Niku is back. Niku is back. Wow, an Augie scarf is 1 metre and 35 centimetres so far. That's a good old scarf, Augie. Oh, you met a quilter in real life some weeks ago and was glad to have an idea of how they did things thanks to you. Oh, thank you. And you can talk to them in their language. I was just going to ask the same question, Anna Lou. How long is this scarf going to be, Augie? So I've just got these last two bits to pop on. So put them right sides together. I'm going to get a clip it. Like I say, these bits are a bit annoying. I've just got to kind of fold them out of the way so I can get to where I want to be. Just make sure I've got my thread. There we are. The pattern asks for 70 inches. Wow. I was going to say nearly 1.8 meters then. So it looks like I'm stitching through this pink one. I'm not. I'm just trying to keep it out of the way. You love a good Doctor Who length scarf. So I have lots of scarves that started life as crochet blankets and then I lost the will to live. Oh dear. I think I've got some crocheted Hexies somewhere as well. I need to figure out how to join motifs together. Once I can figure out how to join crocheted motifs together, I can make them into a blanket. I definitely prefer working kind of like a quilt in blocks, so making small pieces and then joining them to make a bigger piece. Oh no, you don't think you have enough yarn for it, Oggy? Eek! I guess you'll just keep going until it runs out. Look, I was working on a blanket that's going to be shorter than that scarf. That's okay. Oh, we're unthreaded. There we go. It's a Hexie blanket, by the way. Yay! Are you knitting it or crocheting it, the Gouger? Because, like I say, I've got a load of Hexie motifs that I've made, but I've no idea how to actually join crocheted motifs together without getting like a ridge in the centre. Or maybe I will just have ridges and it will be part of the texture of the blanket. There we go. So this is a nice block, this one. It's all big pieces. It goes together quite quickly. Oh dear. Yeah, I started those Hexie motifs. They were supposed to be a hat. I was trying to make like a baker boy cap, and it just went wrong. So I stopped with the Hexie shape and just left them as Hexies and made lots more. They're all made with is it bobble stitch? Lots of yarn overs. That's all I can remember. But they've got really nice texture to them. So we can fold that one out. Yep, last one, huzzah! And then I need to obviously stitch down these lengths then and join the shapes together. Oh dear. Glitched out there, sorry, I went to my own little headspace. Talking to the voices in my head. Your flatmate was talking, you weren't sure if you were asking something about your blanket or not. I was just wondering if it was a crocheted blanket or a knitted blanket, because I've made lots of hexagon crochet motifs and I don't know how to join them together. The only way I can see to do it I end up with a ridge in between, and I'm not very good at crochet. It is crochet, yay! So can you point me in the direction of a good tutorial for how to join crocheted motifs together? I did toy with the idea of trying to make this quilt in crochet as well, but I'm not sure how I would do this shape. I'm used to just working in the round, just going round and round. I'm not very good at turning. Oh, Oggy can add about 28 more centimetres to the scarf. Oh, okay, so 135, 155. You're not going to be that short, Oggy. That'll be all right. Oh, you haven't joined yours yet, but you've... Oh, you found a tutorial. Okay. I'll just check, actually, whilst you're here. Make sure you're on my regulars list so you can pop in a link if you find it. Where do I need to go? User management's where I need to go. And just check that you're on the list. Okay. No, right. Quick. I don't know, I'm getting timed out. I think that's right. Yeah. So that make it about 160. That's your height, so you'll be more than fine. Exactly. Yeah, you should be fine there, Oggy. You'll be good. Well, no, you're taller than that, but it's still a huge scarf. It will still be a huge scarf. Oh no, you're hoping you noted the URL somewhere. I'm terrible. I usually just have about 18 windows open. No. I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. There we go. So just hook through there. There we are. So I don't know if Rangholm is still here or not, but obviously I have surrounded the central hexagon now with each of these shapes. I can take the paper out of that because I don't need it for the stability anymore, because the seams have all been stitched. Well, we can take them out. So let's have a look. Find my scissors. Where did I put the knot? It's going to be around here somewhere. Yeah. So I can just pull the tacking stitches, I remembered, out. There we go. And we just throw this thread away. We don't need this anymore. You're only 1.62 meters. Aww. As my son always says, he's not short, he's not small, he's fun-sized. So that's what I tend to think. Everybody is fun-sized, and I can just pull that paper out now. And because I didn't use glue or anything, I don't have to try and peel. I don't have to try and peel the fabric off the glue. I can just pull it straight out, and I can reuse that paper. Although it has holes in around the edges, it still has its shape. It's not damaged, and I can reuse that a couple more times now. Save myself some money because I'm quite frugal. Anna Lou is share sized. Oh dear. You say you're short, but you also joke around. I don't think that's short. I don't know what short is really. I think I'm only a few inches taller than you. I had a needle. It was attached here somewhere. Where did it go? There it is. I put it in there, look. So now I've taken out that hexagon, you can see it's become really pliable. So I can now fold this and manipulate it to allow me to get to these seams here. So I'm just going to fold that right sides together. I'm going to line up these edges. I'm going to pop a clip on there to hold them so it doesn't shift about on me. And then I can just stitch down this edge here. So this thread is starting to feel quite weak, so it probably will only last for this seam anyway. Share sized. Cuddly. Cuddly is what you are then, Anna Lou. Short compared to the Norwegian you're in a relationship with. He was 1.98. Wow, that is tall. That is tall. So my niece came to visit us a few weeks ago, and her boyfriend was 6'6", and I thought she was joking because my mother-in-law is very small. She's only 5 foot, and she's very little, and she's shorter than my eldest now. And she was saying he's massive, he's 6'6", and I thought perhaps she was exaggerating because I'm used to being quite one of the tallest, and I'm only 5'8", but I'm used to being one of the tallest people. And then yeah, I kind of walked in and geez, this guy is 6'6", and it was like, even I was getting neck ache. Carrie, you're 5'2". What am I? Celebration or roses? Both. Eat both of those. In fact, I've got a tub of celebrations in the kitchen. Oh dear. Lovely to cuddle with though, like a big warm pillow. Yay. I can get all the things down off the top shelf. Oh dear. You win the fun size. You win the fun size prize. Oh dear. Yeah, I think my eldest now is yeah, he's over 5 feet now. It's scaring me a little bit. You're really at the perfect armpit height. Oh, I bet you don't enjoy riding on the subway then, or the tube. Hey Rosh, how are you? You're 6 foot and you're the shortest. Oh my gosh. See, I think my dad is the tallest at 6'2", but yeah, gads. I always wanted to be the same height as my dad. He always said if I could look him in the eye, I could say what I wanted. And I was dying to look him in the eye and say what I wanted when I was a 14-year-old emo teenager. Oh, so you're 5'8" and your 15-year-old niece is over 6 feet. Wow, Anna Lou. Amazing. Your mum is 4'10" and panicking because your daughter is 4'6". Oh no, Niku. Okay. We have to convert to metric. Oh, I'm about 174. 1.74 meters is about 5'8", I think. I'm trying to think. I say I'm so messed up because I do. I say I bake in metric. I stitch in imperial. Oh dear. Oh, Johnny with slip stitches, Attic 24. Oh, that's Lucy's blog, isn't it? Lucy at Attic 24. I love that blog. Guys, if any of you crochet and you haven't found Lucy at Attic 24, definitely click on Legal's link for the Attic 24 blog, because it is amazing. I'm going to open that in a new window. It must be nice to be fluent in both. I'm just confused most of the time. If I'm not confused, I'm confusing other people. Yeah, I can't do measurements. I can't do measurements unless they're in inches or miles. Oh dear. I do get used to converting lots of things. Because although most quilting patterns are done in imperial, in inches, in the UK we buy our fabric in meters, so you have to convert from yards into meters. but I've just decided that if I go for a 1-to-1 ratio on that, I'll always end up with more fabric than I need, and that doesn't do the stash any harm. You actually thought only America used feet and inches? Ah, well, we use feet and inches too. Svava, switch the navigation app on your phone to metric and it helps a bit. Brilliant. Hey Alley Cat, welcome. You've been lurking since 7. Well, thank you for lurking. Now you can finally join the chat. Does that mean Kiddo is all packed off and on her way now? Oh dear. Yeah, I have to do miles for my navigation and things. I can't work in kilometres. And obviously our speed here is all measured in miles per hour, so it makes sense. I can't figure out kilometres per hour at all. Right then, I need some more thread. Some more thread. So yeah, anybody who's joining me looking for block 4 of the Twitch along, I made a massive mistake. I had a mummy moment and I made block 6. I made block 6 and instead of block 4. So I do apologise. If you're here looking how to make the Harlequin star, I'm actually making the jeweled star this time. But the Harlequin star is just the same as block 3, lots and lots of diamonds. This one is slightly more convoluted in that we're using a jewel shape, but you can always watch it back on the VOD, and I do show you how to make these shapes out of the existing papers that you should already have. And yeah, I didn't realise until literally I sat down to start streaming, opened up my instructions from the Discord and realised I should have been making a different block altogether. Oh, you need to walk to the garage and get your car in a bit. Does that mean it's all fixed? Fingers crossed it's all fixed now, Alley Cat. Take a bit of time for yourself first. Absolutely. Absolutely. I always remember when I had my firstborn, and my yoga teacher at the time always said, look after yourself first. If you're happy, everybody's happy. And as long as I'm stitching, I'm happy. So I think they all know that. Well, my family knows if I've been able to put a stitch in anything, because I'm usually evil if I haven't done any sewing. So absolutely, sit down, feet up, cup of coffee, do the boring adulting stuff in a bit. Oh dear. So let's just whip this together. The nice thing is it's been a quick block to put together, this one, because they're all such large shapes. Comes together in no time. And I think I could see myself making a quilt, like a full-size quilt, out of pieces this big. I might even have a nice opportunity for some good fussy cutting. Oh no, intake manifold in a place they can't access. Ugh. I'm guessing they'd have to take it all out to get at it. Yuck. That's annoying. Is it a water leak? All the green goo. You don't get evil if you don't draw or build things, you just get energy build up like ADHD. And that's super annoying to people as I turn into a speedy brat. Oh dear. I do, I get grumpy. I get very grumpy if I don't sew something, Niku. Oh, giving this car to your almost ex, need to convince his parents to pay for repairs. Think it's just a loss of vacuum. Oh, yeah. Because sometimes the gaskets wear out, don't they? And that can be a pain in the butt. Need to convince his parents. Fingers crossed you can, Alley Cat. I'm sure it's probably the best thing for everybody if it's dealt with swiftly. And if they can help out, I'm sure they would. Oh god, it's got cracks. Eek. Eek. I used to have a couple of old Triumph Spitfire cars. We had to replace the stuff. Hey, Kinky Tiff! How are you doing? Good evening. A quilt in this pattern would look great. Yeah, I do like this one. Like I say, I should have been making a different block, but I may have just had a mummy moment and completely made the wrong one. But yeah, I think I could do some really good fussy cutting with some big prints on this. That's that one done, look. Get some nice stripes and things, you know, make a really good star. See, I don't tend to make quilts out of paper piecing because they're too big. Hey Rosh, thank you so much for popping in. Have a great day at work. Have a great day at work. It's hump day. We're nearly halfway through the week. Hang in there. Oh dear. So yes, I might have to go and have a root through maybe even some of my Christmassy fabrics, because some of those have got some big prints on. And I always buy stripes. I don't know why, because I never use the stripes because they're never usually printed straight, are they? So to try and use them in a border is just a nightmare. But I might be able to fussy cut some stuff. Oh dear. So you've asked the garage for an informal estimate. Yay. It's an old car and garage says it may cost more than the value of the car. But from a pragmatic point of view, the value of the car... Exactly. Dollar value is not important. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kinky Tiff. And we can always say thank you to Alison Glass because she makes amazeballs fabrics in really good colour combinations. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean there, Alicat. So I had a car, it cost me nearly nothing to buy, and it ran and ran and ran, and even with the repairs it was still worth getting it repaired. But I did get to the point where the final set of repairs, it was going to have to come off the chassis, and I figured as soon as I take it off the chassis it's going to start getting messy and open up a whole other raft of problems. So I did have to let that one go. But yeah, I can remember replacing the manifold and the gaskets on the Triumph Spitfire, and it was just, ugh, it was a pain. It was a pain. You would love to get a pickup truck like a Ford Ranger. Yeah. I've always loved the idea of a big truck, but I think as I've got older I've got a bit more environmentally conscious, and I cannot justify driving a big truck. I have no need for a big truck, except I would love to cruise around and pick the kids up in a big truck. Oh dear. So I've got that Attic 24 up now. Thank you very much for that, Legao. I will I'll have a look and maybe I can get my Hexies joined in yarn. Right then, so I don't know if you can see this. Maybe I should play with the extreme close-up cam again. Talking cars and a quilting stream. Oh, you know, there's not much I can't do. Oh dear. I've had to play with everything. Right then, so I'm over here at the moment. I want to travel to here so I can stitch up here. But I've been playing. So anybody new who's just joined me, I got my the old Handycam, which is basically knackered because the battery's died on it. It doesn't work. Oh, Anna Lou, I've just seen the bouncing. No, you've just stitched the wrong end. Have you created a design opportunity? Have you made something new? Have you designed your own English paper piece block, or have you just got it completely wrong? You knew it was okay to talk yeah, it's okay to talk cars with me. Oh dear. I say the only thing I don't really talk about is Doctor Who, because I have no idea. Doctor Who and Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm a bit lost. But I will find out. I will find out. It's not a star anymore. No. Anyway. Deep breath. Put it down for a minute, Anlou. You can all look at my awful fingernails because I'm going to play with my extreme close-up cam. Make sure I've got it lined up. This is so sad. But here we go. I need to do my Wayne's World extreme close-up. Ah. There it is. Look at that. You can see every thread on the cutting table. But basically I need to travel to this point here, so let's see if I can move it into shot because it's so zoomed in. It's a bit difficult to see. How did the Hobbit assembly go? Actually, do you know what, Kerry? It was brilliant. It was good. It was worth racing down to school. They've been learning about the heart and how it pumps blood around the circulatory system, and considering they're only 10, they have been dissecting sheep's hearts, and it was really interesting. And the boy, he really enjoyed it. He really enjoyed it. So I'm glad I was there, but it was frustrating to watch them all do these weird things. So I am over here. That's where my thread has ended, and I'm just going to travel through the seam to come out up here, so I can carry on and stitch up there. I'm loving the extreme close-up camera. I've just got to figure out different ways of using it. Let's see if I can get this in here. God, I'm gonna have to pick it up. I can't do it without holding it. I can't do it without holding it. But I tend to just travel down through the seam allowance. God, look at that. My fingernails, I need to start having manicures, I think. Angel Fox, good morning to you. Good morning. How are things going? So I'm just travelling along this seam allowance basically to get to this other end. That's my new toy. Been having fun. Oh dear, how are you, Angel Fox? I saw you were streaming yesterday and I'd never got round, I couldn't free myself up to get on. But I wanted to say, I think it still said Angel Fox 118. So I don't know if you want to have a look at that and just make sure that it's updated with your new name change. You're good, but you're curled up in bed still. Oh, to be snuggled up in bed. Unfortunately, it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I can't do that. But Annaloo's all snuggled up, aren't you? Annaloo's not very well. Oh, great. Niku's getting distracted now looking at ranges. It does no harm to look, does it? Oh, hello, Hexie hubby. Is this going to be a thing now that you come in here and berate me? It's 8 AM for you on the East Coast. That's alright, you can still be snuggled up in bed. I very nearly streamed from my my PJs. I got the kids to school and I got back and my jeans are just feeling too tight at the minute, guys. It's not funny. I nearly put my PJs back on. But they're so warm and snuggly I probably would have dropped off and gone to sleep. Ah, dear. How's work going? Hobby dobby? I'm guessing this is lunch break, is it? Yeah, Iron Bands Graham has a very sexy green car, don't you? It is beautiful. Assuming it's the car that I've seen on your profile pics, of course. Breezing through to see the extreme close-up cam. Did you see it? I was just showing everybody the extreme close-up cam, or did you miss that? Oh dear. You did see it, yeah. Did you see how bad my nails are? I need a manicure, man. Oh. Angel Fox, oh, you wish you had a kitty to snuggle up to, but yeah. Still need to take meds, do a square, eat, work out, shower, and then stream until the cows come home today because marathon. Oh, you're doing a marathon stream, or? Yes, so Bobbles32 helped me get the extreme close-up cam working. I've just got to figure out ways to actually use it now. So Angel Fox, you're doing like a marathon stream today, are you? Pray tell. And I think I did add you to the regulars, didn't I? Let me just try and toggle through and just double check. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Oh, Niku. I'm just going to check, Angel Fox, that you are on the list because you changed your name, didn't you? I'm not sure. I did. Exclamation mark me, Angel Fox. Shout yourself out and then people can watch you. Streaming and doing. And anybody else who is a creative streamer or otherwise streamer, feel free, if you're on my regulars list, to just shout yourselves out. Exclamation mark me, there we go, just like Angel Fox, and it will shout out details of your channel. Oh, Niku. We'll get you sorted. We'll get you sorted. Have you had a chance to think more about your dilemma with the housing situation, Niku? So yeah, Ironbands Graham, if you're streaming, please shout yourself out. Alley Cat, shout yourself out. Oggy, shout yourself out. Oh dear. Oh, okay, Alley Cat is away. Right, no worries. Oh, I suppose I can shout you out then. I could do some typing. Boop, 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 boop. Boop is in the house. Boop is not dead. I am so thrilled to see you. I'm sorry, I'm shouting into my microphone. Oh, Lovoggy is not taking all. Oh, I'm still trying to type Alley Cat Fibre Arts. I was so typing Alley Cat shout out. I want you to shout yourself out, Oggy. Boop, how are you doing, my darling? Are you all right? Are you all right? Because I've been really worried about you. I haven't seen you about, and I saw you streaming the other day, and by the time I got over there, you'd finished, and I'd missed it. So, but I'm guessing by the emoji goodness, you are all right. You are okay. It is so good to see you, Boop. It really is. Just type the first letter of a name and click on tab. Ooh. As learning. As learning. I will try that, Oggy. Thank you. You're all right. Well, that's okay. I know that's not the same as great, but you're all right. And you're not dead. Because I was genuinely thinking, where is Boop? I hope they're all right. And you're all right. A couple of bad weeks, but you're okay. Being here and there. No worries. Like I say, I am thrilled to see you here now. And please don't panic if you think I should be doing block 4 of the Twitch along, because I completely made the wrong block. I had a brain fart, a mummy moment, and I've been making the wrong block. So yeah, kind of ignore this stream for the content or watch it back later for block 6, because for some reason I made block 6 instead of block 4. Not dead is good, exactly. Did you get your post okay, Boop? Oh, and Angel Fox got 3 squares done yesterday. 3 squares, what are you working on? Which squares? Sewing has been on hold for a while, so there's guilt there. Nah. Fabric does not have feelings. It doesn't know anything. I wouldn't feel the guilt. Yeah, I had a complete kind of almost a meltdown last week where I got really overwhelmed kind of creatively. It sounds really sad, but I had so many ideas in my head and so many things I wanted to do, and I was just paralysed that I actually couldn't do any of them. And I got really upset because I couldn't do any of them, and it's not a good place to be. So I've just told myself that it's okay. It's okay that I haven't done these things. They will all still be waiting. They will all wait. And it's one of those things, if you thought of it once, you will think of it again. And yeah. Oh, you've been doing Inktober. Nice to step back from sewing and mosaicing and try something new. That is great. That is great. And this is it. It'll always be there. You can come back to it. I had to just stop and tidy my room in the end and get back into my sewing cave, because I felt that actually it was not being in here was making it hard for me to stitch anything. And I turned this into a dumping ground. Everything out of the kitchen was just getting thrown in here, and I couldn't even work in my little space. Oh, Ironbands Graham. So many projects in the works and many more that need started. So when you say they need starting, is this you feel you need to make a start on something, or that you have a deadline? Because I really struggle. I don't make things on commission or anything, but I have so many ideas, and I feel sometimes I have to get going on them, otherwise they will never get done. And yeah, it's it makes me ill sometimes, and I've not slept properly. I kept waking up in the night, almost trying to sew in my sleep, trying to plan how this was going to be constructed, and all the while knowing that I've still got to come back to keep up with the regular things that I've kind of committed to doing, like the block of the month. And it's yeah, paralysing. Oh. If you want to see this slowly but fast moving along project, it's in the whips. Oh, brilliant, is it? Yep, I will have a look in Doodad. You dream about things to make, Anna Lou. Yeah, I do. It used to be Jenny Wren, hello. I used to have it when I was at uni and programming. I would be programming, and I'd be trying to compile code in my sleep. And then you'd wake up in that, I cannot compute, I can't get past a certain point. And it's the same with the stitching. Good Lord, look at all these people coming in. Group hug initiated, indeed, Boop. Come on in, guys, don't mind the bingo wings. You're all welcome. Oh, Arky, your Hexies have been stretched. Yeah, I kind of made the wrong block today, Arky. Oh, thing. A thing. A thing. Yes, we have a thing. Sock weight blanket will be actually a full size blanket with size 1 needles. Oh, I'm gonna have to look up what size 1 needles are, because I don't do the knittings. And I will check in Discord what it looks like. We have a thing, right? Okay, we have a thing. So let me just go in here. I'm gonna clear that. Guys, let's just giveaway button. Let's press that. If you would like to win something, say something in chat. We're doing the giveaway because we just hit 27. I know it's gone back down, but we were over 25 viewers, which means we do a giveaway. 2.25 millimeters. Oh, itty bitty. Tiny Tan, no problem. So much for the early night, indeed. Well, listen, you are in the giveaway because you said something in chat. If you win, I will send you a whisper and you can let me know what you would like to win. But you have a lovely evening. Kiss that the little guy when you see him next, and hopefully I will see you again Friday. I'm due back on Friday, which means you don't need an early night, I suppose, because it'll be the weekend. Something, and good night. Night. Thanks for the knicker knot knowledge. Yeah, we learned about the knicker knot today, guys. So go and Google that. Let's go and break some search engine software somewhere. The knicker knot. Oh dear. So we're doing a giveaway. We're doing a giveaway for 25 viewers. How exciting. I get really excited by this. I'm so sorry, guys. I should get out more. But if you're one of the 25 and you would like to win, pop something in chat. Arlandria, hello. How are you doing? How is the little miss and the big guy? And how are you? They've been crazy without us. You want gammon now, Boop. I've just followed that back up. You want gammon. Can't beat a bit of pig. Ever. Arky's one of the 25 and she'd like to win thing. Yay! I'm just watching this go through here. Incoming Arlandria. Incoming Boop. Watch out. Oh dear. Anyway, what can you win? You can win a rainbow rosette. Ta-da! A collection of 7 pieces of fabric and 7 paper pieces that you can make up into a rosette of your own, or you can win a link to one of my patterns that you can download for free from my PayHip store. Boop, into the hug pile. Everybody in the hug pile. I do not want to be on the bottom of the hug pile though. I might get squished. Right then. Do you need to tap out, Boop? Tap out. She's underneath all that. Oh, good Lord. Oh, Andrea, no. Don't worry. Don't worry about trying to chat then. We know you're here and you're definitely in the giveaway. Yeah, your name has appeared in the giveaway, so don't panic. I'll whisper the winner anyway. If you're not able to respond in chat, that's fine. And just enjoy the peace and the quiet for a minute, I suppose. See, I knew Arky would do the bombing into the hug pile. Are you screaming cowabunga at the same time? I bet you are. Alrighty. Join me into the middle. Everybody into the middle. I think everybody who's going to say something has said something. I'm not going to call out the lurkers, but this is your last chance if you are lurking and you would like to win a Rainbow Rosette kit or a pattern code to download one of my quilt patterns for free. Please say something in chat, as long as it's nice, please. We like nice things in chat, not nasty things in chat. And I'm just going to go down the list of who we have at the minute. We've got Angel Fox, we've got Annalou, we've got Arky, of course we've got Arky, we've got Arlandria, we've got Boop, Iron Bands Graham, Kerry Kingston, Legao, Love Oggy, Stream Elements, no, not Stream Elements, Doink, Tiny Tan, Unicorn and Zaranya. Oh dear, where's Jenny Wren? Jenny Wren was here a minute ago, but I think she's gone. Oh, Andrea, can't believe I'm on Hex 4 already. Yeah, I haven't finished the first Hex 4. This is the second Hex 4, which it turns out Arlandria is actually number 6. I completely made the wrong block. I've had a mummy moment. I've made the wrong block, so I wouldn't panic. Like I say, this was always meant to be a relaxed stitch along. No pressure from anybody to do anything. So don't let it get you down. Right, guys, we're gonna run it. We're gonna run it. Last chance. 3, 2, 1, boom! Most excellent! Oh, Jenny Wren! Too late! Too late! We missed you! It's gonna be. It's Unicorn! Unicorn again! Hello! Unicorn, you're a winner! Winner, winner, chicken dinner! What would Unicorn like? The pattern code or the Rosette kit? Woohoo! Ah, winner is you! Well done! Well done, Unicorn. So what would you like, Unicorn? Hey, Dirk! My Lego man! How are you doing? Rigged. It wasn't rigged, Arky. It wasn't rigged. Oh man, could you have the pattern code? Of course you can. I will make a note. I will whisper you after the stream with the code so you can download a pattern from the PayHip store. Love the animation. Look out, it's not mine. It is not mine. It is courtesy. It is a free giveaway tool by Lash and Friends. You were too late, Dirk. I'm so sorry. But if by some magic thing we could have got to 35 viewers, then we'll do another. I went all stuck then. 35 viewers, we'll do another giveaway. Or if we hit our Hex Addict goal, we only need 2 more followers for the Hex Addicts goal. Or 1,000 bits. When we get to 2,000 bits, we will also do another giveaway. Anyway, look out, it was not my tool. It is a free tool. I'm going to type it into chat so you can Google it. If you're a streamer, you can use this for free. It hooks up with your chat and things and allows you to do these giveaways with the animation. So it is by Lash, and I'm just going to put Lash Tools. If you Google that, there we go. If you Google that, you'll be able to find it, I would hope. And if not, I can always drop you a whisper if you're looking to use it in your own stream. You don't stream, but you find it amazing. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, anybody else who streams who wants a reliable giveaway tool with awesome animations, that's the one. Lash and Friends. It is fun, isn't it? It just adds a bit more interest. A bit more interest. Ah, oh, look at this, Dirk. You're awesome. He's giving you the full link. That is the link to the giveaway tool. And you know what? Touch wood. Oh, Anna Lou! Anna Lou! Because I teach you new stuff. Well, thank you. Thank you. That is much appreciated. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, and you think about streaming, but you don't know. I would say do it. I wasn't really sure either. I kind of started streaming just because I thought I might meet other people, because I don't like to go outside much. I don't like to go outside much, so this is a great way of meeting people who get me without having to leave the house. So I need to whisper, making a note, unicorn. Unicorn. Oh, unicorn, thank you for the bits. Thank you so much for the bits. Much, much appreciated. Pattern code. Oh, my poor brain. It's broken. It's broken today. Oh dear. Yeah, you just have to have fun. Absolutely have fun. Are those Halloween Hexies? They are. Do you like them? They're my Halloween Hexies. I get them out this time of year for the kids. We use them as placemats, but you can do whatever you like with them. Oh, Iron Bandsgram, thank you so much. Yay! So I tell you what that does mean. We've gone over another 250 bits. Thank you. Which means I can put another set of papers into the monthly giveaway jar, because I have all these weird giveaways and things going on, but I have been cutting papers for the giveaway jar. So that's another pack of papers. These papers will make one of these large petal flowers. So it's just papers this month, but you can make yourself a large petal flower like this. So I'm going to pop that in there because we are now up to 1,325 bits. So in total, here is our real life tip jar. We don't have one on the screen, we have one in the office with me. I'm going to pop that in there. There's 5 blocks worth now in here, and we'll do that giveaway right at the end of the month. Right at the end of the month we'll do that giveaway. Streaming, you don't play video games, you don't draw, you only craft. Well, yeah, it's just like me. I do play video games, but not on Twitch, and I cannot draw. If my life depended upon it. So you don't have the camera to show that. Right. Well, you can just get a regular... Do you have a PC? That I'd say the most difficult thing for streaming is having a powerful enough PC to do it. Because when I started, my laptop basically died. It wasn't strong enough at all. I love bit trains. So do I. It's always very humble. Oh, you see, Jenny Wren's doing it now. You're going to make me all blush. Jenny Wren, thank you so much for the bits. Oh my. I always get really overwhelmed at this point, but thank you. I really appreciate all your bits. You have no idea if your laptop could handle it. No worries. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll send you some links if you like, because I think there are some Twitch articles on how to get started. I probably should have read those before I got started, but I didn't really. I just got into it, and my first few streams were terrible, but you just keep going, you keep going. So I'll send you some links if you like. I'll make a note now, and you can have a look and see if it's something you think you could do. Because I know some people just do it from their phones. If you can get your phone rigged up and... Oh no! Good morning, Quilt Tony. You're breaking my screen, man. Oh, you are breaking my screen. Thank you. So I can't even keep up now. You just broke it, dude. Oh, Dirk. Oh dear. I want to make sure you're on my regulars list. Yes, the Ready Set Stream. We need to now it's a party. We need to get that link up there for the RSS group, absolutely, because that is awesome. Ah, making me go silly. Oh, look at that. Good morning, Tony. Oh, right, hang on. I'm just going to let Stream Elements try and catch up a minute. Yes, RSS is an awesome group. I'm just not sure if you are on my regulars list, Dirk, to be able to post the link to it. You are on the regulars list. Please, if you want to post a link to that Discord, because I'm slightly overwhelmed right now. Yeah, anybody who's interested in starting streaming or has any questions about streaming, head to the RSS Discord, because it's a great place just to lurk and see and find things. Who won the giveaway? Well, the original giveaway was won by Unicorn. And Unicorn has gone for a pattern code this time. I think last time Unicorn won, you had a rosette kit, didn't you? Oh dear. Deep breath. Are you all relaxed now you're back? Oh. Hello. And so Tony, I missed the stream yesterday. I think, were you streaming yesterday? And I missed that. But yeah, I'm guessing you're all... Comic-Con is over, done and dusted. You got a bit of a chance to relax now before your next one. Oh, Anna Lou. Thank you so much. One bit. Oh no, I missed the giveaway stream from New York Comic Con. Rubbish. Relax, it's in 2 weeks. Oh God, my life is running away from me. Is it really 2 weeks? Okay, so you're not relaxing yet then. Oh dear. Thank you, Dirk. Yeah, that is the Discord for Ready Set Stream. Yeah, Houston. Oh, is that the weekend straight after? Dang. I know we've got 2 quilt shows on the bounce next weekend and the weekend after that, but they're much smaller regional shows this time. Oh dear. So have you got a booth at Houston, or are you just kind of mooching around as a visitor? Yeah, Augie, I missed it too. I think it was quite late. It must have been on quite late though. Oh my. Take a breath. Figure out where I'm up to. What was I doing? Where do I live? Oh, bless you, Anna Lou. I just missed it. I just missed it. Full stop. Tony does not visit. Tony only booths. Fair enough. Oh, Alley Cat, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed you get something sorted with the car situation. Oh dear. Dear. Fantastic, you've got a booth selling patterns. Nice. Nice. So it's open the first few days is trade only, isn't it? And then it's market. I would love to visit Quilt Market. I'm doing it at TwitchCon as well. Yay, the giveaway streams. Anyway, Alicat, I hope you have a great day. And like I say, I'm back here Friday. Back here on the Friday. And who knows, I'm doing sub hearts. I need to catch up on the sub hearts because we've got a little bit away from ourselves with those two. Oh, so you're not staying for the festival, Tony? Just the market. That makes sense. Oggy is off to school. Well, head down. Study hard. Have a great day. It's the afternoon. What? I'm guessing you've just got one lecture or tutorial then this afternoon. Hey, Yummy Rocks, how are you doing? I've not seen you in a little while. If I want to join you one year for market, more than welcome. Oh, I would totally minion for you. Totally minion for you. I'll just have to get my airfare over there. Oh dear. Yeah, I would love to go. I would love to go. Oh, Yummy Rocks, I'm great, thank you. I am great. I'm doing the Twitch along block of the month today, and I realised just as I was sitting down to start streaming, I got my instructions out and I've made the wrong block. So I'm actually making block 6 today and not block 4. But not to worry. Not to worry. 2 hours of class and a 45-minute drive. Oh wow. No worries, Oggy. No worries. Oh, I don't drive anywhere anymore. I can't even begin. I used to commute into London every day, or down to Brighton, and I just think, nope, not anymore. I don't do commuting. But I hope you have a good class, Avi. And thank you for being my most awesome mod. Trying to figure out today's Inktober. What is the theme for today then? Because I've been oblivious to this, if I'm honest. I'm just going to switch so you can see what I'm actually doing. I've been completely oblivious to Inktober because I don't draw very well at all. We're full of ideas here. Flowing. Or that's going to be lava. That's going to be lava. Just do a volcano. That's because I was watching Nailed It yesterday, thanks to Zaranya, getting me hooked on trash TV. And they were making the volcano lava cakes. Oh, the first one is Siren. Wow. Oh god, what would you do for Siren? Like I said, I can't draw, so I'd probably have to try and draw like a foghorn or something. Yeah, thanks, Aranya. Cop car, yeah, that would do. That would do. Ambulance, fire engine. See, the ideas are flowing. A foghorn. Definitely. Well, if we get raided, the klaxon will go off, won't it? I keep forgetting I've set that up. And there's inspiration for Siren. Oh, you're doing a writing challenge, look out, right? And today's prompt is dress up. Ooh, 0 ideas for dress up. Gads, yeah, Mr. Ben. Boop. I want whatever you're on, that sounds amazing. You can combine them as Siren bathing in a stream next to a waterfall. Next to the erupting volcano. At the base of the, yeah. That's right, yeah, I was thinking sirens in that sense, Zaranya. Oh no, Unicorn, you're trying to relax today because your daughter has to have the camera thing down her throat tomorrow and she is so scared. Oh, bless her heart. Bless her heart. Oh, there's not a lot you can do, is there? You can try and reassure her as much as possible, but it's for a specific fandom and it's more or less supposed to be Halloween themed, but I kind of ditched this part. Okay. Put them together, a river mermaid on a rock, brushing her hair. Yes. Where am I going now? I'm going to travel through pink to the orangey red. Kind of tomatoey colour, I suppose. Iron Bandgram, I've just seen that. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for joining in and contributing to chat. It's always appreciated. And good luck with the Hexies. Or the coasters, whatever you decide to do. Oh dear. Oh, bless it. So she's been poorly for 4 weeks now. Oh. Well, I'm guessing once they've done that, then they'll be closer to getting her fixed, you know. I've run out of words. I'm sorry. The words is not working. The words is not working. Yeah, once they're closer to identifying what's wrong with her, then surely she'll be on her way to feeling better before she knows it. And the camera thing will seem like such a little thing to have worried about. Video game that's getting a remix out on Switch on Friday. The World Ends With You. Oh, actually, I'm not aware of that one, the gal. We were just saying I don't have a Switch, but I think Santa might have something to do with that this year for the boys. Yeah, dressing up, pretending to be someone else. Da, da, da. Oh, like a masquerade mask or something. Boop. Had to go to a masquerade ball. Yeah, words are hard. Words are hard. Words on Wednesday. I got nothing. Just stitching is hard. Just stitching is hard right now. Oh dear, but we're nearly there. I still can't quite believe I made the wrong block. Oh dear. What a wally is what we would say. See, I've been having a play with my stream, Tony. I managed to hook up the old Handycam. Although why, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm not happy with this overhead shot. Oh, Kerry, bless you. Are you still working your way around the binding? It's okay to give in, you know, and just do it on machine. Tony will tell you to just do it on machine. Is that thread going to make it? I think it might. Let's get some beeswax on it. Is there a reason you're doing it by hand, Kerry? Or just because you want to? Yeah, see, Tony's like, yup. Tony is the chalk to my cheese. I do it by hand. She does it all by machine, and she does it bloody fast on machine, I can tell you. With those amazing clips, you've got like the big jumbo clips, haven't you, for clipping the binding? Oh dear. Yeah, do it by machine. If it's getting you down, anyway. Once I done on machine and thought we'd never try again. Oh, okay. Angel Fox, I'm just going to take a minute to read this because it looks like a long one. Could be like me, a roundabout girl that cross dresses to try and ride horses in the countryside during Old West. Brilliant, brilliant. Boop, no worries. Thank you so much for just popping your head up at all and letting us know that you're all right. I really appreciate it because I have been worried about you. I'm sure Arky will have said something because I did whisper Arky to make sure you're okay. And but I figured you were having a people are hard type time. But I'm always here, always here. Have a good night, or yeah, good afternoon. And hopefully I will come across you in the Twitcher sphere somewhere else, Boop. And if not, I will be back here on Friday. I've been toying with trying to do evening streams, but honestly, I'm just shattered. I'm shattered after work, so I'm not managing the evening streams just yet. See, look, everyone's saying goodbye to the Boop. Oh dear. I'm nearly there, look guys, nearly there. I won't let go. Uh-oh. No worries, Angel Fox. Ring that doctor, get that sorted. For sure. Yeah, I was going to say, why is it hard? But Tony is in there. Super simple tutorial on the tuck method. Yeah, I like the way you start and end your binding. I have to say, I've always just kind of folded it and hoped it would be okay, but just tucking it in, that never made sense until I saw you do it, and it does make things so much easier. Because as we were saying earlier, there are no quilt police in this channel. And we're not making these things for show most of the time, we're making them for loved ones. Oh no. They don't open until 11. Ugh. So what time are we at for you now? I'm trying to think. Oh no. Nowhere near 11, are we? Nowhere near 11. Oh, we've just got one side left to do, look. And then we have our star done. So you weren't sure you'd catch both sides. Oh, well the trick is, Kerry, if you stitch it on the front and then fold it to the back and then stitch in the ditch down the front, you should catch. Don't you have Hexies to make from bits? No, I don't, Tony. We changed it. But I do have papers to put in the jar, though. You've reminded me. We did change it up. I saw the error of my ways after basting a ridiculous number of Hexies. But I've been playing with a new gadget. I'm making my own papers. So we've made these kind of Hexie petal papers. And these are ginormous ones for like a mug rug. So for every 250 bits total, we put in a pack of papers. So I think we're up to 1,750. I need to put another 2 in. So that is a complete set of papers to make one of these big petal blocks. Cheater. No. So into the real life tip jar, look. So now I think we've got, how many have we got now? Oh, maths is hard too. 7. We've got 7 blocks worth in here now. I just couldn't keep up, honestly. I can't remember how many I sent out, but it was nearly 200 Hexies, I think, this month. Which is fine. I've got the paper, I've got the fabric, I just didn't have the time. Yeah, you told me. Sometimes we have to learn the hard way, don't we? But, it was fun. I had to kind of work in shifts, doing like 10 at a time. So yes, I've moved to just doing the papers. So let's just hide this under this seam. And we can get this side finished. Please, Quilt Tony, this is the first and last time I fasten the reverse on by hand with tiny stitches on a 60-inch square. Oh, bless you, Kerry. Bless you. There we go. Tony, you are totally clear to post a link if you want to post a link. Because you are on the regulars list and you shouldn't get timed out. Oh dear. Yeah, I think it depends. It depends how many quilts you make as well. I quite like hand stitching my binding down, and I can kind of sit on the sofa and do that of an evening. But it does take a couple of evenings to do it. Let me run to my chat and do the command. It's faster. No problem. No problem, Tony. Oh dear. Oh, there we go, Missouri Star. Oh, good old Jenny Doan. So I don't know if you know, Tony, I was watching Mute Kyber. She's does drawing and perla, but she works at Missouri Star. She works at Missouri Star Quilt Company. I was a little bit like, wow. And yeah, she was talking about trying to get them onto Twitch. Whether or not they would, I don't know, but that could be interesting. You're just going to set the alarm on your phone. Yeah, I was just going to suggest I have to have alarms for everything. As you guys have seen, I need alarms just to remember to pick up my children. Because if I don't, they're stood there on their own. That's cool. Yeah, you should go and have a chat with them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it would. Obviously, they're prolific on YouTube, aren't they, with the tutorials? But whether Twitch would be something that appealed, I don't know. But yeah, it could be awesome. And you're doing another lecture on Twitch before the doors open. Yes. I am. Doesn't Minion Mama go to quilt group with one? That's Kaczmarek. Kaczmarek is the one that Minion Mama knows, I suppose. She goes to her quilt shop. I was going to say, I have a friend here who writes an article, a regular column in one of the quilting magazines here called Wandering the Web, and it's usually about different websites and things that they've come across. So I want to try and get in touch with her and maybe see if she would feature Twitch, because every time I've tried to post about it in my Facebook groups, people have kind of got a bit funny about it. Even though I try and explain that I don't really sell anything on Twitch here, just my awesomeness. But it is a really great community for people to come out and meet other people who are into the same stuff. But I am struggling to get ground on explaining Twitch to people. But I think we need to. We need to. We're on the start of something here. And yeah. I think it's better than YouTube. I think it's definitely better than YouTube. When you can talk to the broadcaster directly and get those questions, you know, and I can stop and I can show you straight away. It's really hard, yeah. I think the difficulty is that when you arrive at Twitch, you're obviously confronted with video games, and if that's not your thing, it can be quite off-putting. And I can remember when I first came to Twitch to find out what it was, because my kids were watching it. I remember being put off by the adverts. It was Insidious. Insidious was the movie, and they were not pleasant adverts, and it's like, I do not want my kids watching this. Bumblebizzle, hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Just checking the time. Yeah, it is good afternoon. How are you? Oh, so for Fall Quilt Market, you have the best time and the biggest room, so they are finally listening. Fingers crossed then. Fingers crossed, Tony. Yeah, if you know when it is, we'll have to get it out there on the Instagrams and everything else. So I went to one of our shopping channels here, like QVC, but they have sewing shopping channels here. And I went to visit them to see what that was about and whether or not we could present and stuff. But it was horrible. It was a yeah, it was not a nice place to be. And actually the setup that they had there was no different to what I've got at home. Just no producers. And there's no selling here, which I enjoy anyway on my stream. Oh, it's a private lecture, you're not streaming it. Fair enough, Ski. Fair enough, Ski. So there we go. I have done the main portion of block 4/6. Jeweled Star. Or I can't remember what Tiny Tan said. It got a different name. Was it Star of Savannah or something? I didn't know it actually had a name, but there is a name out there. I'll have to check in chat and see. So the last thing I need to do now is to set in some diamonds. I'm not using black ones, mine will be grey. But I think looking at the time, I will have to stop. I'm going to have to stop because it's nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I've got to get little people from school in a while. And I could just do with like half hour to chill before I go and get them. Otherwise it's full on from them. And it's a little bit overwhelming, really. Oh dear me. So have I done everything I set out to do? That's the bit I can never remember. I think I have. Did I promise anybody to show them anything and I've forgotten? Noisy clips. Oh, no worries. Is that Timber and You? Is he live now? If he is live now, I might just raid Clint, because I do like to pop over there quite a bit and say hi. Jenny, I will see you later. You may find me very shortly. I was about to put that up there, but my box of Christmas quilts is in the way. Yeah, no worries. You go too, Unicorn. I'm guessing we're going to head on over. We'll follow. We shall raid Timber and You, because I like Clint's stream. He starts at 2. All right, we've got a few more minutes. Oh, God. Do I have to keep you all busy for a minute? What do we talk about? What do we talk about? Can I show off the extreme close-up cam again? Keep playing with that. Oh, digging out the old handy cam that's got a broken battery but does run on power, which means I can use it for streaming, because I'm not happy with my overhead camera view. I can't seem to get it in the right place and not have it in my face, which is really annoying and frustrating. So I've set up the handy cam on the other side of the room, and I've borrowed an Elgato game capture thing, which thankfully you just plug in using cables that I recognise. And it works. But it means we get a close-up cam. So if I hit that button on the stream deck, look at the close-up cam. I'm going to try and figure out where my fingers are. Don't look at the fingernails because they're horrible. But this is like super close-up. So we can have a play with this. And I can show you things like my stitches. you can check out my stitches, because I know everybody complains about their stitches and that you can see them. Well, yes you can. Let me have a look over there. You can see my stitches too, guys, when you're hand piecing. And I do have a delay on the camera. Cool, Tony had to Photoshop your fingernail. I never think about my fingernails until I did the close-up cam and I was like, oh my god, look at the state of my nails. I might actually have to learn how to paint my nails properly because they don't look nice. Either that or I'm going to have to learn how to do fake nails and stitch them on. They're just there, right? Oh dear. So yeah, I'm kind of having a play with this camera to see if it helps. Photoshop fingernails. The struggle is real. We just want to sew stuff. We don't want to worry about these things. This is why I can't go on YouTube, because I can't do my hair and my makeup and stuff. I wouldn't know how. Oh dear. Anyway, I got very excited about this because I can literally see the threads. In my fabric, which is kind of very exciting. And I'm guessing if I stitch with the machine, if I get my machine out, we'll be able to see that too. You'll be able to see all the stitching. So yeah, don't worry about seeing your stitches because you can see mine there too, look. Why would you need to do makeup for YouTube? I don't know, Dirk. I don't know. I think it's probably because the YouTube tutorials that I've watched are very... I don't know how to put it, but they're obviously scripted. They're planned, they're prepared. This never is. This is just kind of as it is, and whatever happens, happens. But they always look very polished, and I'm not polished, and I think that's why I prefer streaming, because it is just raw. Yeah, Twitch is real. Exactly. This is how it is, and I love it because stuff goes wrong on here. Broken needles, mom dancing. I've done it all, but that's kind of, yeah, that is real. This is life as a stitcher. Life as a stitcher. So I keep looking up at my camera so I can still see if stuff is in shot or not. But anyway, very excited by the close-up cam. Very excited by the close-up cam. Well, it's why I love Twitch. It's why I love Twitch. Yeah, but I'm going to have to do something about my fingernails because that was not funny. Can I get this into shot? Look. A hexie and a hexie and a hexie and a hexie and a hexie. Oh dear. Right, I'm going to check, see if Clint's live yet. Is he live yet? This is terrible, isn't it? Waiting to raid. Waiting to raid. But I've reached a point where I can stop and safely walk away from that project. I don't want to start something new. But, oh dear. What else have we got? Oh, we have the yo-yo tree that we showed earlier to Anna Lou, who says she doesn't have room for a Christmas tree in her flat. To which we say, you can always make a Christmas tree that will fit in your flat. Oh dear. Dear, dear, dear. Alright, let me just have a gander. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? No. Oh, now I'll tell you what, somebody else has gone live, but I don't think I'm going to raid them because I think it might freak them out. But Boop is live by the looks of things. So it says they're live, but I don't want to raid Boop because I don't want to overwhelm her. I'm not sure how she feels about raids yet, so I need to have a chat with her before I do something like that. Oh dear. Oh, thank you, Legao. Yeah, it's lots and lots of gathered fabric circles. Lots of gathered circles, and they're just pinned onto styrofoam or polystyrene. But I like scrappy quilting. I like hand stitching. I can sit and do these in front of the telly, and with the yo-yo maker, I don't even have to think about it. I can just literally put a needle in and out, in and out. And rather sadly, I was watching TV last night. This is how bad it's got. Where is it? Wearing my awesome head torch so that I can see what I'm stitching. Oh yeah, this is how quilters roll. I got my head torch on so I can see what I'm stitching, and I look like such a prat, but I don't care. I could see what I was stitching, and I was trying to stitch away last night. with my head torch on. Yeah, Annalou, all the tools. You don't need quilters lamps, no, you need a head torch. That's what you need. And you can sit and make yo-yos in front of the TV. Just don't look up at your other half, because I kept looking up to complain about what we were watching, which was the new Solo movie. And I kept blinding my husband. He wasn't impressed. So I must remember to sort of turn it off. Turn it off. Oh dear. Right guys, I have got my notification. Timber and You is live. You kind of want a head thing now too. Do you know what? It's genius, and it had never occurred to me when I was moving in my lamp. This is my overhead daylight lamp, which is great. It's on a bendy arm, brilliant. But it's big and it's cumbersome, and you have to bolt it to the table. And I was thinking, what have I got? What have I got? And I remembered one of the kids has got a head torch for their Pathfinders club, and so I was like, can I steal this? And it was brilliant. It worked really well. And of course, wherever I was looking was where the light was. So a must-have for any crafter. The rather fashionable head torch. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining me as always. Me and my craziness. I'm sorry I made the wrong block. A lady has a strip light around her neck. Oh well, that's interesting. That is interesting, Annalou. Yeah. Anyway, like I say, thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I made the wrong block. When we come to do block 6, maybe I'll make block 4. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thank you for all the bits, guys. That was crazy. Thank you for watching, because we got to 25 viewers again, which is really exciting for me. That's a real kind of target. And we are so close as well to my Hex Addicts. We need 2 more people. We are up to 3 Hex Addicts. Yay! I'm going to take over the world, one stitch at a time. No, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Like I say, thank you for keeping me company. So I've got to go and do the raid calling things now. So I think we do raid. That is the kind of regular raid call. So copy and paste that. Get ready with that one. Oh, Annalou, you're very welcome. And I hope, like I say, I hope I don't see you next time, because I hope you're feeling better and well enough to go to work. But it's always lovely that when you are here, it is lovely to chat with you. There is the sub raid, so if you're a subscriber, you can copy and paste that one. Unfortunately, oh, poor Stream Elements is no longer a subscriber, so you'll just have to copy and paste that. Trust me, if you're a subscriber, it will work. And I will need to deal with that again later. But we're going to go and raid Clint at Timber and You, who does awesome things with wood. Really, really nice. And he's a lovely, lovely chap. Another fellow British streamer. We are gradually getting more and more Brits on Twitch too. So yeah. Dirk, I love your emote. That is awesome. That is awesome. So here we go. Let's see if we can do the actual typing thing. I also like that he has a really simple username that I can spell. Here we go. We're heading over to see Clint. Say hi. Oh, look at those emotes. I'm going to see you later, Dirk. Thank you so much. And thank you for your help always. You've been really helpful on getting my stream sorted. I will see you again soon, guys. Thanks for watching.